What's going on, man? Y'all know what time it is.
Okay, then. Nah, I'm just fucking around.
It's time for the best podcast, man. It is time for
The worst. Huh? The worst.
What's going on, man? What you got going on, man?
What's happening? What's happening, man? We back in the building, man. Seemed like it was just yesterday we was on here popping by on that boy Jesus and Paul, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, last week's episode, if you didn't catch it, we was talking about basically why the black community is not going to church as much as I guess we could say the prior generation. So you need to catch that if you haven't seen that on the replay, man. Man, we've been talking about a lot of religion on the show, man. You know, it's a lot of religion been going on, man. You think that's a good thing, or what you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them topics that people want to hear about. That's how I feel about it, because we all got answers, we all got questions. This inflation and slick recession, if you want to call it, it got everybody in shambles. So, you know, everybody who wasn't even praying or start praying. People who were Christian or turned Muslim because the Christian faith didn't work for them, and the Muslims turning Christian. You know what I'm saying? So we just trying to get to the bottom of it. Is it some way when you can get on one accord, one central, you know, like the central nervous system, but like the central religious system? Just it's one way across the board.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, the one thing that I was kind of looking at is, and we're gonna get into it tonight, and I just want everybody to understand before we get into it, like, we need to understand, like, it's almost like, you know, you watching a comic book movie, or you got to know the origin stories of what we talking about. So I got to be equal when I talk about what Paul did. They got some similarities, they got some difference. I got to be equal when I talk about what Muhammad. Now I'm gonna say I ain't no expert in the Quran, so I'm using somebody else's material on what he said. So because he seemed to be he's a reform, he's not a reform Muslim, he's a converted, he's a Christian now, but I guess he grew up a Muslim. Excuse me. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So I just want everybody to kind of understand the perspective of what we talking about. When we say Paul versus Muhammad, we're not necessarily saying who's better, who's more credible, but I think a lot of times the question that I want to ask is, why do you believe one and not the other? And I think that's the whole thing, because I don't really know anybody who would talk about Paul and Muhammad in a good light. You know what I'm saying? It's like you rock with one and you don't rock with the other one, or you rock, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. What you think?
I told you, I think really everybody's just confused, man. So I'm trying to help. You know, they say anything that's confusion is a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's my theory, man. A lot of the theorists and the you know, whatever they want to call them, you know, pseudos, whatever, any name we can say. The art of confusion is usually a lie, man. So if it ain't plain and simple, black and white, man, it's usually some trickery in the game.
Yeah, man. But once again, now we just got into, we got a lot of stuff we got to get into first, because we just gonna kind of, you know, hit some of the trending topics, because a lot of stuff been going on lately as well. We're gonna get into the Paul Muhammad discussion in a little bit, but like I said, the audience is continuing to grow. It seems like every week we get more subscribers, more views, more everything. So just in case people out there don't know who you are, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah. We jumped out beside ourselves. You know, I got off track and shit. But yeah, it's the one and only, man. That boy Birdie, man. As usual, every week we come in the campaign and give y'all some strange for a little bit of change. No Diddy. No Diddy. Because, hey, he been all over the headlines. Hey, I don't want them type of headlines on me, man. But what I will say is, it needed to be some evidence first, because a lot of women, because this leads to the DJ Akademiks that we got to talk about later too. A lot of women now are just looking at men and got the money and just like, okay, let me think. I messed with him 2 years ago. Oh yeah, he raped me. He pushed me. He hit me. Like, it started to be like a little trend and, you know, just set niggas up. But it looked like Diddy was guilty this time though. So, but as usual, that boy Birdie, hit the link. Hold on. Okay. That boy birdie.com, man. Y'all know what to do. That's all you got to do. And for those that need help with your credit, I'm working on a new thing, a new system where maybe I could do something like, some kind of membership for like $25 a month, and I just give everybody a little game. But you got to do the shit yourself. I ain't working for no $25. You know what I'm saying? But I hate to see everybody cars getting repossessed, getting eviction notices, and that's the only reason I started doing credit repair, to help people. So it ain't all about the money. So I just want to let everybody know it's hope out here. Don't get to jumping off the bridge and hanging yourself. We don't need none of that. So in the meantime, you know what to do. Oh, that nigga done moved all the shit around. Hold on, that nigga got so many commercials on this thing. Let's get it.
All right, man, that's what's up, man. And then
For
real quick, man, for those new to the show, I don't really like talk about myself too long, but those who are new, here you go.
And my man, my brother, Kung Fu Fighting, Kung Fu Hebrew. Ho, 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 ha! Ho, 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 ha! It's the motherfucking remix!
Ho ho ho! Ha! Ho ho ho! Ha!
That's right.
You brought about 20 more people in the room when you put that babe out there with that remix.
Hey, man, you already know, man. Hey, niece be very influential on here, man. So she excited every time she hear the bing, 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 bing. So we know what's going on, man. But like I said, man, let's just get into some regular topics, man. Like I said, we ain't gonna do the women's section tonight because I was thinking about doing the women of Islam, and everybody had a hijab on. And if you don't know what a hijab is, it's like they basically just you only can see the face.
Clothes.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say these days. But I know what job is.
Yeah, it would have been we couldn't really
The garment.
It would have been a good visual. That's the whole thing. We're gonna get into that in a second because I think that's gonna be one aspect where we're gonna kind of compare the Paul version of Christianity to the Muhammad way of Islam. So we definitely gonna get into that, and we're gonna kind of do like I'm gonna kind of give some brief basic explanations and kind of explain like who did it better. But we're gonna get into all that real quick. So
for sure.
Let's go ahead and get into some of these topics, man.
No echo or nothing. No echo. I ain't got no echo or nothing, do it.
Nah, you good. You
Okay,
good. You good.
Okay.
All right. So one of the hottest topics for a long time, man. The only reason why you probably talking about women's basketball and things like that. It's a lot of people want to talk about Caitlin Clark. And if you didn't know, hold up.
Oh, I got you. Oh, yeah, that's why I wanted to mention that before we drop it down. Let me mention that. Best comment tonight, I'm shooting you a cash out or free credit repair for 2 months. Why that worth $1? $2, $3. Ooh, it really worth $2,000. So drop them comments, man. We need to see about 300 comments. I don't care if you keep repeating it. I'm shooting it to you. Get that free money, man. Because black folks don't like free money sometimes.
It be like that sometimes, man. Sometimes you can't get the money. Hold on, let me slide over a little bit for somebody to be trying to say I was graping or I was,
you kissing
when I'm doing the Joe Biden sniffing the hell. You know what I'm saying? When somebody say I was doing something to Kayla and they clip this up, you know what I'm saying? So let me move over a little bit, give her a little personal space. But the great hope of the WNBA had her first 2 games and didn't go too well.
The great white hope.
You said it, not me.
Oh yeah.
But her first game,
that was a classic.
They lost by 21 to the Connecticut Sun in her first game in the WNBA. In the second game, they lost by 36 at home to the New York Liberty. And so my question is, man, what are your thoughts on Caitlin Clark right now?
Well, I've been watching and keeping a track of it, man. I've even been watching the other podcasts and everything talking about it, man. It's to the point that boy Mateen Cleaves, shout out to It Is What It Is podcast. We're going to put them in the mix in a little minute. They're going to put us in the mix, man. I'm already hitting them ball with DMs and everything. We're going to link in once they see what's going on. But anyway, they saying it, man. They might need to just Matter of fact, it wasn't Mateen Cleaves, not that said this. It was Jason T. I mean, yeah, ain't that his name? No, what's the boy used to be with Atlanta? Jeff T.
Jeff
My
T.
bad,
Okay,
my bad. I'm tripping. You know, that nigga been gone so long, man. But anyway, Jeff T was on a little podcast, and she was just like, man, Caitlyn was really the only hope we had that the WNBA had for getting some goddamn new money, new sponsors. And like, man, you can't let her go out there and get manhandled by them girls, man. Y'all been changed the script up. You know what I'm saying? And I agree.
So you think they should rig the WNBA is what you're saying?
They gonna have to. They done put her at the face, kind of like a Mahomes, and she ain't went. I mean, you know, it's the beginning, but you can't come in making 10 turnovers and hey, woo.
Well, you made a Mahomes comparison. I don't know if that's fair because Mahomes at Texas Tech, it ain't like Mahomes took Texas Tech to a national championship. It still was Texas Tech.
It's only the face, though. I'm just speaking of the face.
But I'm saying like Texas Tech was technically better when they had Crabtree and them, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a better Texas Tech than when Mahomes was there.
But he came in the league with the intentions, or their intentions was him to be the face of the league. I mean, it kind of was Lamar Jackson, but Lamar, they say, come on. It's
so you think Mahomes, when he came to the league, he was intended to be the face of the league? I don't know about that.
How did it happen then?
Because he won. I can't say that they like the script for Mahomes. He don't fit the blueprint.
What?
He don't fit the blueprint.
We don't even want to get into this year because we already were showed with all the colors and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, all that kissing on the feet. God,
now what I'm saying, the Chiefs and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is a different scenario than saying
who the quarterback is.
Huh?
Who is their quarterback though?
Right now, but I'm talking about when he entered the league though. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see when Mahomes got drafted. This is the future of the NFL.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then, and it's a damn good question.
I would put it like like Andrew Luck. They did it with Andrew Luck. I wouldn't say they did it with Mahomes, but go ahead.
Okay, that's a fair question. I mean, that's a fair perspective. So I'm gonna say this: who was the face? Who was intended? Who was Roger Goodell and them intending to be the face after Brady? I
mean, now you obviously gonna say Mahomes.
No. I'm just asking. Since you said Andrew Luck and all of that.
I would say Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was intended till he retired. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be on the ass end of your career and be the face now.
Man, they wanted Andrew Luck to be good because they talking about Andrew Luck as a Hall of Famer. For real, they want to put that boy in the Hall of Fame.
So let me ask this. So you telling me? You know we kind of judge things by like the Madden NFL cover, right? You telling me Andrew Luck is known to be on the front of Madden NFL games?
He had to be on one, right?
He might have been on one. I can't remember. I ain't a gamer. But I'm just saying, you think that I'm saying, and that's a fair judgment to the whole comment section and the viewers.
Yeah.
Who was the face of NFL after Tom Brady, or who was intended to be the face? That's a good ass question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would definitely say Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck probably ain't even top 10.
No. What I'm saying is intended. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference because your specific thing was who was intended. And I think if Andrew Luck wouldn't have retired, they wanted to boost him because he fit what they wanted. Now he didn't have a look like that. He didn't have to look, no did he?
I would have gave it to Johnny Manziel before I gave it to Andrew Luck.
No, Johnny Manziel didn't play he don't play like the quarterback they want to see.
We get that, but still.
I'm saying
so you just kicking Mahomes out the race of the face. That's what you're gonna say.
No, I'm saying you are absolutely correct right now. But
I know, I got that.
Out of Texas Tech, where he was drafted, because there was even quarterbacks drafted before him.
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm trying to say, like, Mahomes has, in my opinion, exceeded expectation. It's like, here, you look at him, he got the right wife, he got the right life, he got the right setup, he got the right coach, he got the right tight end.
But Cat Williams said you automatically get you a big head, light-skinned mix, regardless.
Well, you know, she not big headed, light skinned, or mixed, but it is what it is. I'm just saying, I feel like Mahomes is the face of the NFL. That's not
right. I know now, yeah.
But I would even say, if you want, because I'm trying to think, what's the age difference between Brady and Rodgers? It's like 6 years, right? About 6 years. I think Brady like what, 40?
Can't be that much. Hold on.
Is it 4? Well, yeah, you check that right. But I would just say this. I would say coming out of college, I didn't even think Mahomes was going to be this good as he is now. I mean, yeah, he was slinging the thing. Yeah, he was a pitcher that could throw the ball 90 miles an hour. However, I just don't feel like Mahomes, he became the face of the league. It wasn't necessarily intended, because I even feel like they would honestly prefer, you know who I think they want now? Justin, what's my boy name? Oh my God.
Man, stop it. Justin Fields, stop it.
No, not that
one.
What's the oh my God, what's the quarterback from the Chargers name? He went to Oregon, so I'm terrible for not knowing his name.
Man, I gotta get
his name Justin something too.
No, hold on. Who you said?
I'm terrible. I don't know.
Hold on, who quarterback you said?
Quarterback for the Chargers.
Oh, okay, LA Chargers.
He on the Subway commercials too, like him and Mahomes. Mahomes on the Subway too.
What the hell I'm doing?
What's the quarterback of
Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert, absolutely.
Yeah,
so Herbert got an opportunity, and I even still think that old boy in Jacksonville, they would have preferred that he be the face as well, because
over who, Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think they said, like I say, from just from talking to people and shit, it really was Lamar Jackson, man. They gave him the shots, but he playing with that Marshawn Lynch attitude. I'm only here because I don't want to get fined. Like, see, you can't do that. They ain't finna give you no commercial if you gonna act stupid and shit.
But you think? But I'm saying, I mean, let's just go ahead.
Talk to them folks. Yeah,
we gonna get into it in the next person. But how can you replace clean cut Tom Brady with Lamar Jackson?
It just didn't work out right, but it's just people are attracted to him. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out. It didn't work out.
But that's the reason why I'm just trying to say, it's like, if we're gonna have a full black quarterback as the face of the league, that's a little different.
Yeah, it is though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm naming, and I'm doing it on purpose. Like, I'm naming like your highest profile white quarterbacks.
No, I know you're right. You're giving a good argument. You're really giving a valid argument.
It's like they want one of them to succeed. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the only reason why I say. And I think talent-wise, Justin Herbert has the talent to be that. He kind of got a little. I mean, he's shown a little something. He on a couple of commercials, but I just don't feel like, because even at Oregon, he don't got the personality. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think he even got like. Right. I don't really know if people want to interview him. Like, he's not that interesting. You understand what I'm saying? So, that. But I think this leads into what we getting into now. Is definitely going to lead into this right here, because this goes into what the whole Caitlin Clark controversy. Why is it even controversy? What you about?
Oh, I didn't want you to leave him without us talking about it, because it's like we disrespected her now. But the thing is this. She kind of, the way she's starting off is like a Andrew Luck, if you want to say, or if you're gonna say he came in with such what's the word? Expectations.
Yeah, they say large expectations. Okay, but now this is my question, right? And I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. I don't know if you was watching women's college basketball at the time, but I was talking about this earlier. And I said, what makes Caitlin Clark different than Sabrina Ionescu that's on the Liberty? When she was with Oregon, she basically did the same thing. She was pulling up from half court. She led Oregon to back-to-back Final Fours. Now, they didn't win, but she led them to back-to-back Final Fours. She was averaging almost 20 a game. But see, Caitlin Clark was taking like more shots than her. But if you go compare Sabrina Ionescu, her field goal percentage, 3-point, and all her stats, they basically the same player.
What about Shawty from UConn though? A few years ago, what her name was? What the fuck, that white girl name from UConn?
Oh yeah, that's my dog Stewie.
Yeah.
But see, my thing was not Breanna Stewart. You saw what she did probably close to her stats. She had 31 points when they busted them by 36. But what I'm still trying to say is Breonna Stewart is just a hooper. You understand what I'm saying? She is a solid in WNBA.
So what? So is Caitlyn giving you the hooper vibes or nah? Because it's like she been hyped up. See, that's the problem.
Bro, but see, this is my thing, and this is all I'm trying to say. Like, and we gonna get to this.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark, statistically and everything, and you can't deny it, is the only reason why you even, because they hyped her up so much, the only reason why you even was watching women's basketball, or you wanted to see the LSU thing, or you wanted to see the South Carolina, because it basically, we got to be honest, man. Even though you might not want to admit it, you love it when it's white versus black. That's what y'all. Cam Newton played the Broncos.
Shit, John Stockton against goddamn Michael Jordan and all that type of shit, and Steve Nash against. I mean, yeah, they love the white select. Larry Bird against Jordan. Bird versus Jordan had a Sega game.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's what
I'm saying.
We like it, even though we don't want to admit it, and I think. Honestly, and I mean, the white people in the audience can say it. I mean, you know, I honestly think that it's some sort of pride when they can say they had the best player in the sport.
Eminem. Same shit like Eminem. They wanted to be the best so bad.
Yeah, John B. Man. Well, now, I don't know if they really got with John
Robin
B.
Thicke. Robin Thicke.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you can have somebody in R&B, or like that's the reason why like somebody like a Post Malone will get a lot of hype. He is mediocre talent wise, but it's just like, well, if he can be at the top, what's the old boy? Now some people will like the dude, but what's the other dude that hate Eminem, but he white too? Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Why is he one of the top rappers? But once again, it's because you like the dynamic, you like it. So because it is, but we gonna get into this next part of it.
But let me ask one thing before we pull to. Now I ask you this: you might have an opinion, you might not.
Okay.
The thing is, damn who it was, but I ain't got to be specific. But one of the old players used to play. You know, they still young and shit. One of the old ex-NBA players, they were like, you know what? It's a difference, because they were speaking on what I think you finna go to next, that boy Bronny, but we'll get there. They were saying it's like, shit, some people are very good with off the hip play, holding off the hip, coming off the hip, no diddy. You know, ball on the hip, no diddy type shit. But that's what the NBA is good on. Niggas that been good with the ball off the hip, no diddy. Them niggas are no good in college, really. You know what I'm saying? That's what they've been saying. It's like you gotta, the people who, the NBA, probably WNBA too, is a different formula. That's what she ain't caught on to yet. That's what I think. I don't know about you.
Well, it's like, this the other thing you gotta look at. You gotta watch her dribble that ball. And it is not as tight as you would want it to be for her to have all this height. Now she can shoot the ball. That's not up for debate.
Okay.
But
the
thing is, it's not even her fault. This is the one thing I want to understand about when we talking about Caitlin Clark. All the stuff that's happening to her is not her fault. All she was probably trying to do was play. All the race stuff, all of the her being the best player ever, all of the hype. It ain't like she came out and really said nothing about it. But it brings us to this next part. Asia Wilson. Okay. Now, she's been, I think, a 3-time MVP in the WNBA. And basically what she's saying is there would not be a little, it
wouldn't be no hype if she were white.
It wouldn't be no hype if she was black.
She wasn't white.
She was saying that black women have dominated the WNBA since the inception. And then it's almost like every time like she said, every time a white girl come around, everybody
wants go back to her. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And do you think that she has any legs to stand on with that comment?
Most definitely. But that go with what I was saying about Jeff Teague earlier.
Okay.
If it's because I want to say this that they said, but I know I'm not far off. She has boosted sales like tremendously. Maybe we can Google it or something or whatever. And I'm talking about Caitlin. I'm talking about Caitlin Clark. She's made things go crazy. But if she becomes a straight flop, all the money gone, all the promo gone, all the sponsorships. No, because the WNBA right now is trying to break this $1 million mark. Like they're trying to get the players more money, and Caitlyn is kind of the face of the new wave, from what I'm hearing. And if she come in and just flop, and nobody want to come to the game no more, it's over. That's why they saying, hey, just play a little soft on her. You know, I mean, it's fucked up,
but that's my point though, and what I keep trying to say is like, and that's the reason why. If it's about the money, then I think the other players need to be quiet. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all need to say the exact same thing the media is saying. She was I mean, you got to be slick with it. Hey, she was a great college basketball player. I'm looking for the chance. I didn't get a chance to play against them in college, so I can't wait for her to come to Vegas. It's gonna be a great matchup. Great. Just be political about it. Don't come out talking about, because this is why I was talking to my boy about it, and we got to get a little deeper than just sports.
Right.
The problem with the WNBA ain't even the play. The problem with the WNBA is, out of all of the major sports leagues, and I'm not counting the women's soccer league because don't nobody watch that. But what I'm talking about, out of all professional sports, and I'm gonna put the WNBA as a professional sport, they are the most politically loud, and that's problematic. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can, but you know you're gonna turn off middle America when you start talking about racism, and you mad because one little player come in and she gets some attention, and it's bringing you money.
Yeah, well, you know me, man. You know what me and you debate about a lot, man. And I be hating, and I used to be on the other side of this shit, man. That's why it's so hard for me to debate about this shit, and not just that, not what we saying, but I'm just saying this topic. It's because I changed my mind, bro, from being all kind of like Asia Wilson, no Diddy, but on the tip of systemic racism, bro. I just don't believe in it no more, bro. Because I'm tired of keep blaming the white man and this and that. Bro, everybody got the chance, bro. It's over with for that systemic racism shit. I mean, because like I said, even when it comes to the shootings of the people and all that, and the police shootings and whatever, bro, 9 times out of 10, and I'm not going against my people on this, but 9 times out of 10, we talking about goddamn Lil Ray with the strap in the car with goddamn 7 blunts lit at one time. Oh, but they put me over for no reason. Like, come on, bro. You gotta beat them at their own game, bro.
Yeah.
That's just me. Stop crying.
But this is my thing, though, right? Regardless of how you feel about the race aspect, regardless of how you feel about any of this, the part that they need to understand is she's the draw. So,
I agree.
Because that's the thing about it, right? Remember how the NFL, even though they done recovered, but remember how the NFL was suffering when the whole Kaepernick and the knee, and then you had all the memes. You know, what was it? I stand for the flag, I kneel for the cross, and all of that stuff started coming out. You don't want politics. You don't want millionaire athletes like in the NFL when you got these white people in middle America who go to work every day, earn regular pay, have a regular life, and they're completely fine. And then they looking at y'all like y'all are a bunch of entitled millionaires complaining because you get to play a kid's game and make millions of dollars. See what I'm saying? So my thing is, regardless of whatever the case may be, even with the WNBA salary, you got to think about that. You're complaining, but you're still making more than the average person in America. You understand what I'm saying? With your endorsements and other things that you could buy, even with your regular base WNBA salary, you're still making more than the average person. And you're just playing, like you said, that's what it is. So anytime sports get political, it's a problem. Baseball suffered when they moved the All-Star game because Georgia passed that concealed carry gun law. All of a sudden, y'all moved it. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of different things that you got to be careful, because sports don't exist without money. They don't exist if they don't have no people that want to watch it. They don't have nobody that want to go to the games and buy the merchandise.
Slide to the side, bro. She blocking your mouth, bro. You can't kick it to them. They think they think. No, you got to be about right. Yeah, we see you now. Yeah, we can't see. we can't see your face, bro. All we see is look like Asia. You doing a ventriloquist.
Oh, okay. Oh, see the way I'm
puppet.
you know what?
They got the puppet talking.
No, because that's my thing. What I see, it's like she over here. But
nah.
That's what I'm saying. What my view that I see, it looked like she was a little bit to the left.
Yeah, you ain't got your bird's eye view on today. You got that cross-eyed.
I don't know what we see, but hey, it is what it is. But all I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, they need to understand Caitlin Clark is a draw.
She the draw though, for real. I like that.
Like, for example, like this is the thing that I was talking about before. Like, think about Wemby. When Wemby came in, oh boy, ESPN Spurs games all year. Man, Wemby went out there and they was like, oh shoot, we done hyped up the wrong person. He ain't gonna be able to hang, right? Yeah. Then they had to go ahead and start trying to run it back real quick. But with Caitlin Clark, like I saw the game last night, I mean, they were so hyped to get blown out by 36 points at home. Bro, they wanted her to make every shot. And it was like she made it was like funny because like she tied the game in like 2-2. And then after that, boy, it was a wrap. But then Brianna started punishing. You understand what I'm saying? But every city they go, like when they come to Atlanta, they not playing at the College Park Arena. They playing at State Farm because they feel like they're going to be able to fill out the whole arena. And what I'm saying is
that's what make it a draw though, because they know they wasn't expecting to fill it out. Like you just said, they wouldn't have did that the previous years. They're doing it now on her back. But you can't do it if she over there fucking up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the game,
you can't do it.
The first night, but last night she had a bad game. It was like 9 points, 2 of 11 shooting.
It was ugly. Like I say, 10 turnovers.
It was bad. So, but this is the one thing I want everybody to understand. I'm not rooting for her to fail. You understand what I'm saying? Because honestly, I want the WNBA to elevate. Let me tell you why. So I can stop hearing y'all complaining about the money, it not being fair, all the other stuff they want to complain about. Because once you remove the complaint, because y'all always, because like I said, bro, I'm all for the equality. If enough people show up and you can make $20 million as a WNBA player, I'm all for that. But what I'm saying is, and the same thing I've been saying, you can't ask for the same money when don't nobody care to watch what you're doing. Now everybody is at least saying, oh, I care to watch. Don't blow it by bringing politics in. This is an election year.
Right.
The country already going to be split enough as it is. So if they can't escape in the WNBA and have this good story about this country white girl that can shoot from half court, y'all better let them have a story, or this going to be one great year and it's going to be dead next year. Because if she is trash, then that league is done. Because everybody gonna be like, I'll hype her up and she ain't as good. You already know. I'm
telling you, that's why they gotta fall back.
Players. That's what I'm saying.
They gotta let her shine. It's entertainment, ain't it? That's what they say. Absolutely. It's entertainment.
Absolutely. It is what it is. But
and Andre Iguodala told him, the coach said, man, it's all about M&Ms, man. Millions of memories, man. It's entertainment.
Bruh, you got all these Iowa Hawkeye jerseys, all these 22 jerseys. Man, y'all better let it go. See, what I'm saying is that's why Asia, in my opinion, Asia Wilson should have been like, I'm looking forward to the game. Now that she done put that, now that Aces versus Fever game might have a little spice to it.
Yeah, because now that could have been the plan too, though. That could have been the plan, though.
That's the play. And she come out and drop 50 against the reigning WNBA champs. Now we got something to talk about. And they can have that rivalry. They need to have
that might be the plan.
That could be the plan. So, man, let's keep going, man.
Let's keep moving.
So last week, man, we had the NBA lottery. And if you didn't know, the home team got the number 1 pick in quite possibly the worst draft in 30 years. Because nobody can name a star right now out of this draft. But the biggest post is co-signing on Facebook. I am completely opposed to this nonsense, but
yes, sir.
LeBron James Jr., aka Bronny.
Give him a picture too. There he is. Push it to the side for a minute, man. Look what's gonna happen, bro. If they get him, let me pull it down. I don't even want to see which one you want. I'm gonna go back to Big Head. Go back.
That's good. That's good.
I'll leave that one up for a minute. Okay. What you got to say? Oh, you just.
I want you to speak first because you are
okay.
The of this. I am completely opposed. So you go ahead and give your speech why this is a good idea.
Okay. See, we just were talking about Caitlyn, so you understand the draw.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we trying to say. You understand that? So that's what this is about, bro. Bronny been fighting and saying he want to stand on his own, but you can't stand on your own, bro. You're a junior. Your name LeBron James Jr., bro. It's over with. Like you said, if we take your name off, you don't even make it to the NBA. If we take your daddy name off, you don't even make it. So stop doing that shit, bro. Be glad to be the junior. Now just represent that shit. But what we're talking about is that this the new year. It's gonna be the new year. And do you know how much fucking money and shit that will bring? I think every other stadium might just close down. If they bring LeBron and his son here, everybody will move out of California, Las Vegas, goddamn Memphis. Nigga, they gonna move out of New York. The Knicks fans, Spike Lee gonna move to Atlanta. It's over.
For the Hawks?
What? For LeBron, man, the whole country, whole Cleveland, Miami, everybody gonna move to Atlanta just for that, bro. It's over.
Well, you know what? That's definitely why I don't want to happen now because Atlanta got too many people that it is right now, and I'm tired. I was going through traffic yesterday on 285.
That shit done got ugly.
No. So if that's gonna bring more traffic to the city, no, thank you.
Now that's the only bad side. I will agree. That's the bad side right there.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Real talk. And if you don't have a chance, you need to go ahead and you can go on YouTube and look at it. I would much rather wait for Bryce. Have you seen this with the goggles?
But I don't think it's about that though. That's why they said. Who are they trying to compare him to? No, he's not the hooper.
His brother is smooth, man. His brother is nice.
Yeah, he not the hooper as the little brother. Nah, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. But I don't even think that's the.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I don't think that would matter right now. It's like like they say, you can pretty much make a player be a role player.
Yeah,
that's what, and that's why I said they saying he come off the hip or something like that. And he was hurt last year, so don't judge him from when he was hurt. He just was in cardiac arrest. Give him a chance.
No comment about the cardiac arrest. No comment.
That's what they say.
No comment on what happened to him and what that happened to him.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
y'all can speculate why a 19-year-old child has heart problems who plays one of the hardest cardio sports on earth. Y'all can speculate that. I'm not here to do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the quickest way to get your channels. So I'm not talking about none of that. All I'm saying is, I don't want LeBron James Jr. nowhere near Atlanta because my thing is I don't even want this number one pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want him to trade it. I want him to get rid of it. At this point, you got to ask yourself.
Music up too, but go ahead.
Yeah. You said turn the music or turn it down.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
Okay, so this is my question. At this point, as a Hawks fan, because I know both of us are, can we say that we should have kept Luka at this point?
Most definitely.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what song it was. There you go, Shine.
Don't worry about me. I DJ, man. Don't worry about
DJ. I don't DJ no clue.
I got it. What I'm saying is, so right now, we can admit that when we drafted Luka on draft night, I was like, what are we doing? And then it was like, we got Trey, and I was like, all right, cool. Now, no disrespect to Trey, but he did take us to the Eastern Conference Finals. However, man, Luka right now.
We already know what we got going on. I just mentioned about Iguodala, whatever. We just seen the latest one. They playing around. We just seen. I wish I would have bought it with me today when Shaq was on the interview with Funny Marco, I think. So the rings real, Shaq? Oh man, no, they ain't real. We had the script to know I was gonna win that year. See that I'm like, is they making a mockery or is he being serious? Because that's what.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna see. This is the thing about it, man. The script nature of sports or the rigged aspect of sports. It's not. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I feel like there has to be some sort of control because there's a gambling aspect to it. However, like for example, that's the reason, but it can't be completely scripted because you can bet on it. Like,
have you been to a Harlem Globetrotter game?
Nah.
Not even young.
I mean, I've seen them before, but
you might need to get one of them in the new. If they still do it, I think so. That is what made me know that it can be scripted, bro. Everybody, you got to be at one of them games. Before it was Steph Curry, before all of that, they'll be throwing it from half court with one hand. They'll turn it back. Bro, that when I knew and they weren't getting paid $40 million.
But maybe they just that talent. You ain't gonna give them no talent.
No talent is that good.
Okay, what about this? This is my point. You can bet on every sport, but you cannot bet on professional wrestling because we know that's all the way scripted. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like they can push an agenda, but the players still got to put that ball in that hole unless you go tell me it's some way they can manipulate that ball.
You want me to know how they manipulate the ball? They manipulate the ball because they got the best players in the world. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The Harlem Globetrotters can do it with the magnetic ball, and they're good enough because they like the elite that didn't make it to the league. A lot of them is some elite players or shooters or dribblers. But I'm just saying is, let's think about this now. Will Smith and Denzel, when they were saying, oh, they make 30 million a movie. It's because you can turn this nigga to goddamn Pursuit of Happiness to goddamn I Am Legend to Bad Boy to goddamn the gay nigga in 6 degrees of separation. That nigga can turn into a new human. That's what I'm just saying. It ain't too many people can do this.
So you just saying, so like when we watching players and they just missing, they doing that on
purpose because you want to. Let me give you another example. If anybody who's on the panel, look up Lethal Shooter, the nigga who trained these niggas to shoot. He say we're too short to make it to the league, just a little bit. He went to G League and all that, but the nigga is running on treadmills from the 3-point line like they would about pass it. I'm talking, he running on the treadmill, bro. Now, and they hit 20 straight.
Now, are you sure? Because I mean, you know,
he got over 20,000 videos of any way you want it in the gym. He'll take a person from the streets, put them in there, and say, "Here, I'm going to show you for an hour, and I'm going to let you shoot." This nigga is deadly.
I just want to make sure because you did send me that church with all the women.
Sister Mary.
You did send me that.
I will trick you sometimes.
Everybody is just If what was the name of it? The Church of
the Gloom. The Grace of Song.
It's on Instagram. It's nothing you need to watch because it's not a real church. But basically, everybody in the church is bad with implants. That's basically what it was. Everybody is flawless with implants. It don't matter if it's a choir director, the pastor.
God gave it to him.
It's pretty bad. But that's all I'm gonna say like that. So I would say, look at that.
But it's just a fair question. I mean, a fair observation, though, bro. If out of 90 billion people or however many people, I don't know, don't quote me, and it's only 500 players in the NBA, bro. It's only 500. That lets you know there's 500 of the most elite players in the world. If that don't mean nothing to nobody, then it don't mean nothing. But to be the top 500 of anything in the entire world, you a bad motherfucker, man.
Okay.
And you can miss and hit on call. I'm damn near sure of that because I can play ball with niggas who are like college material and was good. And these niggas can go 20 for 20. You know what I'm saying? So imagine what a fucking NBA elite star, not a bitch ride. I'm talking about LeBron's, Curry. These niggas, man.
But that's why they was hyping up Bronny Jr. because he was hitting like he hit 17 to 21 threes, but I'm like, it's unguarded and it's practice. That's you supposed to do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't do that in a breakout game for whoever drafted him. I'm damn near feeling like that. Because
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he's gonna have the choice to be. He gonna be just like Caitlin. Either he gonna destroy himself, or they're gonna make him have to. The league gonna have to soften up for him. Something.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though.
Oh no, I know they said $8 billion. I was just talking shit. You know me. I'm a stretch.
But think about this though.
Good try, Chris. Good try, Chris. I'm a capper.
This is what I'm saying. Think about this for 1 second. This is what I'm saying. Like, the thing about it, we want to start talking about stuff being rigged. If you've ever had a chance to go to a baseball game and you've seen Major League batting practice, it's like, bruh, it's no way y'all striking out like that for real. Bruh, Major League batting practice is like a home run derby. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, if you've ever seen them hit the ball, huh?
But what you mean by that? Bruh, are they hitting good? I'm saying what you
Yes, bruh, I'm talking about, it's like they be like home run, right fence, bang. Home run, center field.
Please let me see where you're going with this, because I got some for them too. That's
what I'm saying. So when you start talking about stuff being rigged, are you gonna say like they just that good? They shouldn't be missing the way they are. I'm like,
no. Ho. You can finish your point, but no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they control when they hit and when they miss.
Right. That's the same thing I'm saying. You're saying like they can miss when they want, they can make it, but it's all gonna go along with the script. And that's what I'm saying with the baseball. If they striking out 4-5 times a game, how when I just saw you take batting practice and you crush it,
they're trying to miss, bro. That's what I'm telling you. It's no pitcher in the world can get any pitch by niggas like Mike Trout. That's what I'm saying. It's no pitcher can pitch him and strike him out if they were being serious ever. Not if you keep it in that goddamn box.
Or this the other question. Or can the pitchers are they actually unhittable if they really wanted to be? That's the other question.
Okay, but what I'm saying is they got it evened out to say, yeah, how we gonna do it? That's why you see it running to the mound. Hey, but stop throwing that goddamn ball, boy. We gotta score one more time. Oh yeah, good job. Yeah, do that goddamn straight. Oh, okay. I mean, because check this out. Before we go, we are gamblers. Just think of this. This is all I want you to think of. It's been nights in baseball since you bought an MLB that it was. The spread, the total was to go under 8, and the total was 8 for one game, 9 for one game, 10, 7, and all of them land exactly on the number. Come on, man, this shit is
or like last night, the Dodgers are -300 against the Reds.
It was rigged, bro. It was rigged.
Right, that's what
I'm saying. Too much money on it. It was too much, bro. It was some niggas knocked in the dirt. Boy, I'm trying to be PG-13 for me.
Nah, you good, man. But once again, man, I just want to shout out everybody tuning in, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. But y'all got to know that the first hour of the W.O.R.S.E podcast is brought to you by Southern Fusion Bistro off Noah's Ark Road. You can order through Eats. You can order through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and also off their website. I believe they do got a special going on right now. So if you go to the website, I believe it's Southern Bistro. It's gonna be at the end of the thing. They actually got like a little promo going on where I think you can win a $500 gift card. So go check them out. All right, so we back. So,
appreciate Dwayne Mills. Yeah, it's a great show, man. Every week, every Friday at 8, man. Y'all need to hit all. We see some new faces in the house tonight, man. All y'all, if y'all don't know, we some players. So hit the like button, like players do. Share
Nah,
this.
man, I'm talking about. I'm a one woman man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, not like that. No, I'm just saying, players.
You calling y'all the so like
We're just players. Yeah.
What is he talking about? That my husband.
No, not that type of player, man. Like NBA player.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, all y'all that don't know what to do, man, when you come in the door here, like taking off your shoes and wiping your feet, man. Hit the like button, share that thing, and subscribe, man. What kind of courtesy do you guys have, man? One woman, I know what the hell he talking about. The one woman, ain't this Mr. Police? The hell we talking? Oh man, come on, man. This nigga
you know what? I don't think we have enough likes, so we got to introduce the people to the like, man. So we don't have enough likes yet. We don't have enough shares, so we got to do this. Man, we back, man. So let's go ahead and do this real quick, man. We about to get into some of the more serious topics, stuff like that, man. And shout out to everybody who tuned into the like I said, the middle of the week podcast, man. We try to bring you a little bit more content, man. A lot more content gonna be coming. I got some new announcements to make pretty soon. But what we need to do, man, is allow y'all to come interact if y'all want to, but we just want to go ahead and make the option available for everybody once we start getting to this topic, because we had a couple of things we had to finish from the last show. If you didn't watch the last show, it was 4 hours. We had callers. It was a good conversation. Check it out. But let's go ahead and what we about to do now is go ahead and open up this arena. So if you want to.
Go ahead. No, my bad.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Ghana, man. Y'all know about Ant-Man in Ghana?
Wow, definitely. Y'all know, but yeah, finish what you were saying and we'll get to what we're saying. He finna open up the arena for, let's get it.
About to open up the arena. You was gonna say something before I hit the button?
No, I was just gonna say, we're gonna definitely talk about Ant-Man. You know, that boy, that's that city shit, nigga. Yeah, ATL ho. ATL ho. ATL ho.
What you mean? It's a murder beat.
Would he do these things if he is a servant? And I say servant.
All right, man. Welcome back, man. So at this point, man, for those who are new to the show, man, like I said, we getting some new people every week, man. This is the arena. This is where, if you want to, it's pinned in Facebook, it's pinned all over YouTube, everywhere. If you want to call in, man, you don't have to be on camera if you want to. Just don't do no crazy stuff because we ain't trying to, none of that funny. Some of y'all like do.
None of that. My name's Michelle, but my friends call me Mike. None of that.
Not even that. You just don't want to, hold up. You know what I'm saying? You be trying to sow your sausage.
Oh yeah, they got their naked script and shit. Now we ain't with that. No diddy. But yeah,
it's all good, man. So you can hit that link, come up here and talk about anything you want to talk about. We're gonna get into some of the topics we were talking about last week, and then we're gonna get into, like I said, if you saw the main reason why we're here, the main topic is the Apostle Paul versus the Prophet Muhammad, and asking a fundamental question, right? Because I think a lot of times once you choose a religion, it seems like it's almost normal for you to judge and criticize another religion because it's not yours, or vice versa. So we're going to ask a lot of fundamental questions tonight, but then we're just going to entertain some different things as well. But the basic fundamental question is, if you believe in the Prophet Muhammad, then why don't you trust the Apostle Paul? And vice versa. If you trust the Apostle Paul, then why don't you trust the Prophet Muhammad? Because in a way, they are similar within, well, not similar, because Muhammad, you got to look at him as being more the source of Islam, versus Paul, you could technically look at him as kind of being a major source for Christianity as well. But that's going to be some things that we're going to talk about tonight. So if you have any questions that maybe you might want to see get answered, or you just have questions for us, because the way we're going to approach this is it's not a bad session. It is, when I am going to talk about Paul, I am going to use what Muslims say. This is why they don't trust Paul. So what I'm going to be using are the things that if you go on YouTube and you talk about Muslims don't like Paul, and this is the reason why. This is what I'm going to talk about. Then for the same thing with the Christians versus the Muslims, I am going to a kind of sort of notable, I guess, Christian. I don't know if he's an apologist or whatever. I don't really know what all that stuff means. When they say they're a Christian apologist, I don't even know what none of that stuff means anyway. But I am going to use his words, not mine, because I have my own opinions about both of them as well. But what I would just like to see is, and I think you've talked about this before, why does it seem like we all have a similar origin story, but everybody just wants to bash the other person?
Right.
What are your thoughts? Not necessarily on Paul, but what are your thoughts just on, like, first of all, what do you know about Islam? First of all.
Well, I know a lot about it. I'm not particularly claiming a denomination of either thing or nothing. I'm not saying Christian. I'm not saying Muslim. I'm not saying Judaist. I'm not saying Buddhist. I'm not saying, intellectual detailed design, that shit. Yeah, I'm not doing ID. I don't know. I'm just a explorer. Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah, I just explore. I identify as an explorer.
Okay, so you are an explorer when it comes to religion, no doubt.
Yeah, okay. But now hold on. Let's give him a little something though. You say what I think about it, or what did I know, or whatever. The thing is, I like the discipline of the Muslim thing, because at least it gives you some discipline. At least most of the time. Some people starting to do it, and they do it in the streets, and then they never pray, never put on their kufi, never go to Jumar, this and that. So it's like, now you're doing the Christian game, where it's no rules, no discipline, no consequences. You just do what you want, then go to church Sunday. Oh, forgive me, Lord. Or go to prayer, and then just, go kill 20. Oh, I repent. Woo! That's gonna be a hard one to explain at that gate, if there's a gate. But that's where I'm gonna go with it. Well, it's so much to say, but yeah, I just want to start off. Yeah, I like the discipline. I like anything that forces you to have some kind of discipline within your tradition.
Okay, and yeah, I would agree with that, because when I be out here, man, I'm not gonna front. And that's why I'm gonna say, man, straight up respect, because these brothers be out here on that truck stop pavement, and ain't no telling what type of atrocities have hit that pavement. You understand what I'm saying? And they pull out their prayer mat, whatever that's called, and they pray Mecca, and I think they pray 5 times a day. I will say, if it comes to discipline, I do believe Islam is doing a better job than Christianity right now.
Most definitely.
Because, like I said, it's almost to the situation where it's like, you know, Islam has a more clearly defined thing. Like I said, it's like if you, let's say if you were practicing polygamy, right? Then people be like, oh, you're a Muslim. No. You see what I'm saying? It's like they automatically know, like, oh, because, oh, in Islam, you can have up to 4 wives and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's all in there, clear-cut, no thing, versus, to me, Christianity is more of a religion of repentance, a religion of forgiveness, a religion of, it's a little bit more, like they say, open to interpretation. The Quran is not.
And it's funny you said that, because that's one thing I've never seen. Like, because you know, one thing we know, we got free world Muslims, then we have prison Muslims. That's what most people try to do, prison for protection and help and unity, whatever reason, cool. But like you say, it's even the worst of men can become servants to this discipline. That's what I'll say. And I'm just feeling that anything that has that much discipline is a good thing. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because that's just my thing. When I look at Islam, it looks like, I would say, to me, the rules are more clearly defined. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. You, not to cut you off. Not to cut you. Hold on. That's what I wanted to say too, because I want to support what you said. My bad, though, but I want to support that. I've never seen 2 Muslims really fighting over the word of their books. It's one way or the other, and it's rarely that an older Muslim or more seasoned, whatever, been there the longest, is contradicted by what it's telling the younger one. You know what I'm saying? Like how a 20-year-old Christian can be like, oh man, that ain't in the Bible. Like, huh? Oh, I don't take it. I mean, I interpret it. It meant we could be gay, but we just gotta be no diddy. We could, like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, I don't care. He can do what he wants. You can't push judgment on him. He can go to the altar with a horse and a a horse and a sheep. It's a sheep.
No.
Come on, man. This shit just, he can marry a sheep. You don't judge him. Come on, man. It's too bad.
I would say this about another thing about Islam as well. It seems that the one thing that I do like is Islam was written originally in Arabic, and it is hard to find a Muslim that does not know the Quran in Arabic, the original language that it was written in, versus when it comes to Christianity. If we're talking about the New Testament, I don't know barely any Christians who can recite Greek off the top.
They got a Gen Z. They got the Gen Z Bible. Talking about bed. Shit, cuz. Come on. They got the Bible talking about shit, cuz.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, the Bible, I mean, I'm sorry, the Quran was originally in Arabic, right? And it is the norm for you to learn it in its original language, versus in Christianity, the Bible has been translated in every single language just about across the board. So that's just what I'm saying. Those are the type of things that I do like about Islam. We will definitely get into some of the more controversial things about it, but now let's switch to more or less the Paul version of Christianity, right? And I had found this meme, and I'm just gonna see if it works. But these are some of the things that a meme pointed out that was different about Paul and Jesus. So let's just see what we got real quick. Yeah, I'm not gonna put that up there because that was clearly blurry.
Yes. But, Joel in the house, my brother. Peace, my brother. You was a trip the other day, boy.
What it do? What it do, Joel?
Be more. Be more. Just hilarious.
But yeah, so when it comes to Paul, right? You gotta think about it. Paul wrote a large share of the New Testament. A lot of Paul's example was used to help establish the early church. So there are a lot of different things that Paul brought to the faith of Christianity, because you got to understand that Paul's writings are honestly, if you go to church, and I would even ask a lot of Christians this, right? When you go to church, right? I feel like the majority, and I see Sammy, he ain't gonna let me have a regular podcast.
Yeah,
tonight.
Sammy Bucket.
Sammy must be upset. We might have to go to another commercial break. I might have to go run him out there real quick. You might have to go do something. But this is my thing, right? When you look at how Paul came in from where he started, okay? So where Paul started, right? When we know what his what he initially was doing, he was persecuting the Christians, he was persecuting the followers of Jesus to be one of the most influential person in Christianity. I think like you got to look at like where he started, where he finished. So Paul is very influential in Christianity, and he set up the majority of the things, because honestly, I feel like if you go watch a church, right, they're not really talking about Jesus. They're in First Corinthians, they're in Galatians, they're in Acts, they're in Romans, they're somewhere else normally outside the gospel, because I feel like, you understand what I'm saying? We have kind of already hammered the Jesus story. You know, everybody knows the Jesus story now. But if you look at what the majority of pastors talk from, they read from the words of Paul. You understand what I'm saying? What would you say?
But don't skip by that so fast. Why do you feel that? Or what do you think is the reason they're doing that though? Because what's the powerful message that they're trying to get out from Corinthians? That's what I'm trying to think of. What is?
Well, you got to remember, Paul is the one who comes in and establishes the doctrines of the church, not necessarily Jesus. But if you look at Paul, right? Paul is the one who wrote the letter to the church of Thessalonians, Corinth, and all those different things. So when you're reading these books, he's the one saying, okay, in church, like the one about now some women might not like this, where it says women, you need to learn in silence, or you need to learn from your husband and things like that. This is the one, Paul, who is the one establishing those early rules for like how things are supposed to be done. You understand what I'm saying? So in my opinion, it is Paul who is more influential on church, not Christ. I'm not talking about salvation and things like that. I'm talking about how we know the church today is more based on Paul. So that's what I'm trying to say. So when we're doing a Paul versus Muhammad, I believe Paul had a bigger role to play in Christianity, the religion, than Jesus himself. That's what I would think.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective, because until you was coming like that, and we talked about that a little bit, I haven't met a Christian that even really put Paul in the top 10 of conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's always about Moses. They might throw some Abraham. They might throw some. They might. Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, he come way behind it, and with no conviction. You know, they ain't giving no. Yes, that's who I like his. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's a lot of confusion there.
Right, and let me just clear up something just before somebody in the chat, because once again, listen to what I'm saying. I am not saying Paul is more important than Jesus in Christianity. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is in the formation of the church, his role of the doctrine side, right? I feel like that is definitely more Paul than it would be Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? Because when Jesus was talking, he was speaking in parables. He was, feeding the multitude. We know all the miracles.
He was a rapper.
Nah, we know what Jesus was doing. What we talk about. What are you talking about, a rapper? What are you talking about right now, man? Joel, get up here. Get up here. I don't know what he's talking about.
Bro, Jesus was the rapper. Listen. Let me just get my point, and then I'm gonna let you get the flow, because you have a great point where you going, but you gotta think of this. That's why I shot the thing. I said, is Paul even the top 10? Because I was really saying like top 10 of the rap game. But anyway, I know it sounds crazy.
Whoa, is that what you talking about?
It could be, but no, I'm just saying you listen to me. Y'all know I gotta give y'all a perspective that you never. Hold on. Listen, Jesus came in and everybody is talking about Jesus. They don't talk about Paul, right? That's what we saying. They give Jesus the majority of the credit, whatever way they want to say, to even say I'm a Christian because I only want to hear what.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about when you say people came in? Are you talking about people came in the biblical story? Or are you talking about now?
No, I'm saying even now.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We can say the biblical story, but I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying this. Hold on, let me get it out of the screen so they don't be confused. But this is what I'm saying. He came in like this. With the riddles. We're just gonna say it like, I don't want to call no specific. The parables / riddles.
Okay.
Right. So everything was red fish, blue fish, fish, two fish. He was slick rhyming. Ye come in it, you don't go out it. You know what? So that's why they were like, oh, that nigga slick, that nigga fast. Oh yeah, I like it. They weren't saying that about Paul. That's all I'm saying. The rapper is always who promoted. That's why. And think about it. We talking about thousands of years ago. It's the same system. Put the rapper out there hanging with the thugs. He hanging with all the whores. Come on, this is a rapper. No, man, go ahead, go with your story. I'll come back later because y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready to understand.
I'm trying.
Last week we put it on goddamn Kendrick Lamar. If everything burnt down or Noah's Ark came and got another flood, the last person they'll see with the thorns and who just destroyed hip hop and the world, he got the most selling units. All we would think about, it was a wise man. His name was Kendrick. He got the best chance right now to be God. I mean, excuse me, to be Jesus of this decade. If it was a flood, who else would they say is Jesus? But it come from a rapper. You can't put nobody else if it ain't a rapper because nobody's idolized. Because think about it. We're talking about idolized.
Yeah, it probably be Jim. Nah, honestly, it'd be Jim Caviezel. That's who it would be if it survived the flood. Because he was the dude that played Jesus in the Passion of the Christ.
They don't know that nigga.
It could be Blair Underwood. If that Blair Underwood version where he played Jesus, maybe.
Bro, we talking about visibility. No one knows them people more than they know Kendrick Lamar right now.
Okay.
So if it was a flood tomorrow, the only person that's throwing parables together, and I was 6'6" from the 6 OV ho. They be like, oh shit, OV ho. Is the same as goddamn Psalms 23. All right, but I ain't gonna go there yet. I just wanted people to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely something to think about.
It sound crazy, but it don't sound no crazier than this baby just born out of nowhere. Oh, drop her. Oh, here you come. Hey, baby G. In the manger in December 25th. But really, it's hot outside. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Come on, man. That's all I can say. But go ahead, bro. Let's get to the serious side of things because
I was gonna let you kick it because I was like,
I ain't gonna take y'all down the rabbit hole right now. We just get started. We'll get to that about 2 hours. We'll get there about another hour.
Got you. Okay, so this is the thing, right? So let's start by doing because I think the first thing we need to do is everybody I think needs to first understand.
All ain't fresh.
Oh my god. Well, now
they feel me, bro.
Maybe they do. But I would just say, based on Paul's description, I don't know if he would be able to fit that description because allegedly, now this is something you can Google, or they was talking about the physical appearance of Paul. He was allegedly very short and kind of a crippled, older gentleman. You understand what I'm saying? So he was under 5 feet tall. Allegedly, that's I forgot what I read. Huh?
Then who was supposed to be under 5 feet? Paul.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to be.
Yeah, they say Jesus was under 5 feet, so he was like a little elf.
Nah, that's Family Guy. I don't think that was real. I don't think that was real. That was Family Guy. All right, so the first thing we need to do, first of all, before we talk
Yes, you do need to share this with the Muslim because we kicking some jokes, but we dead serious for real. This ain't a joke. We just give y'all some entertainment. But honestly, what I do agree with, like we said before, I let my boy Kung Fu go crazy on y'all. No. The people do not support 5,000 different doctrines. Yeah. Muslims, at least they can agree on their book. Christians, we got to agree on a book. And I'm not saying we as me. I'm just saying you all, as Christians, have to agree on a doctrine. It's not going to be one person says it's okay to have a gay pastor. The other one say you can't have one. One person say you can have a gay son. The other one say you got to chop his head off. Which one is it?
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to see.
No, I got it. So first of all, I think a lot of people, because I think one thing we got to understand is, and this is the problem that I have with the religions of Christianity and the religions of Islam, right? It is a similar story. It's like you got the similar characters in both stories, similar area, similar region. They both come from the same patriarch, but it is like a constant war about who's telling the truth and who's not. Both books got a flood story. Both books talk about Noah, Abraham, Moses, David. Both books talk about angels. Both books talk about the kings of Israel. Both books talk about Jesus. See, I don't think people understand that in Islam, Jesus is the Messiah as well. The only difference is Muslims say he's not divine. So I think sometimes we need to understand when you want to criticize Islam or vice versa. I feel like it's almost like, I'm trying to think of something. It's kind of like Coke, and I don't want to say Diet Coke. I'm gonna say like you got like, you know what I mean?
Coke and Fago.
No, I'm trying to think of a good analogy where it's like, okay, here we go. It's like Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. If you drank both of them, you'd be like, they kind of taste the same, but they're still different. You understand what I'm saying? Because they do have some major differences. But in each one, I just feel like for some reason, regardless of whichever one you prescribe to, it makes the other one null and void because you feel like you have to discredit one for yours to be true. When I feel like there are certain things that the Quran does a good job of explaining, and I feel like there are some things that the Bible does a good job of explaining better. But at the end of the day, it's like if you're a Muslim, oh, you all in with the Quran. If you're a Christian, you got to be all in with the Bible, right? But nobody wants to talk about, like, you go talk to one of these super Christian people on YouTube, they'll say, oh, the Muslims say the Quran was never changed. And then all of a sudden they say, but Imam so-and-so said that it's been changed 30, 40, 50 times. And there's these secret surahs that are missing. And it's just like, then they'll say, oh, well, the Council of Nicaea, there's multiple books. You got the apocryphal books. Why does the Eastern Orthodox Church have a different Bible? Why do they have more books? You understand what I'm saying? Because I got an apocryphal with 54 extra books in it. You understand what I'm saying? So how are we supposed to look at any of this? You understand what I'm saying? But first of all, what do you know any other similarities just between Islam and Christianity before I start to kind of break down Muhammad and Paul?
I'm so glad you asked that because I already had some on my mind.
Go ahead.
It was a book. Like I said, I was at a involuntary vacation one time. I had an involuntary vacation. You know how that go. Involuntary vacation. And they had a phenomenal library in this motherfucker. It had the Torah, it had the Tanakh, it had the goddamn some Vatican books, it had all the Knights Templar books, man, it had the Black Law books, boy, it had everything, bro. And they had a damn, what the name of that book was I finna say?
Kabbalah.
No, they had shit like that too, but goddamn. Hold on, reading it. Let me see that part. But then what was you? What
It's
was
another religious book.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, this was the book. It was called Kingdom of Cults.
Okay.
You can Google it. People can look it up. Whatever. It's called Kingdom of Cults. It's a big ass book. It's about like that. Thick ass book. But it has every single religion. It has every single similarity. And it has every difference. It has the pros, the cons, what they believe. It's sectioned off like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's comparing them. That may be the best book I could give or advise to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. I know he's making you laugh, but I'm just telling you, Kingdom of Cults. All jokes aside, y'all go find that book, Kingdom of Cults. It's gonna break down all the similarities, and that's what would throw you off from religion anyway. That's what it did to me because I'm sitting here reading it. Judaism, Buddhism, Satanism, it got everything. It's like, man, I don't even know how many different ones. So I'm like, bro, if we can't get on one accord, it's no way this is true. Because like I said at the beginning, or like we agreed upon,
okay,
anything that is full of confusion, and that could be the tradition, the religion, the hell, a woman, a spouse. If you're full of confusion, you're a liar, man. Anytime confusion is the key source, it's a lie, man.
But my question is this though, right? Because this is the way This is the way I'm trying to look at it. And it's the way I even try to do when I do my other shows and things like that. What I say is there a way that we can look in the Bible? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like the show that used to be, Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader? Can we look at this book in the simplest way possible? You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's where things start to kind of get thrown off, because I'm gonna get to that. When we had the discussion on Wednesday, the brother came in and he's talking about, like, this is the part where I feel like this is where it's going to get somewhat confusing for new people who are not religious, or even in your missionary work if you're a Christian. If it says, like, basic kindergarten stuff, a man walked down a path and he walked by a red flower, and you like, okay, a man walked down a path and he walked by a red flower. Okay, I got it. So what did that verse say to you? Nah, I just said a man walked down the path with a red. Nah, you got to go to the deeper meaning. And it's like, wait a minute, what you mean I got to go to the deeper meaning? I can't just read it as is. Nah, you got to get this supernatural force so you can understand the book. And it's like, whoa, what you mean? You see what I'm saying? So it's a situation where it's like, I think that the books should be simple enough that, like you said, children, because that's the one thing that Muslims will like brag about. Like, hey, our children know the Quran in their brain. They don't need a Quran because they can quote the Quran off their head. They have the Quran memorized. So what I'm saying is this: that is one of the things that's going to come into play, because that was somebody had said. If you need a supernatural force to understand the book, that is going to be problematic for people coming, because all of a sudden, in quotation marks, if a spirit doesn't speak to me, then how am I ever supposed to understand what's going on?
It said the man walked by a red flower. You know, it meant that he had killed the man on the flower, was bloody, and he was cool. He got forgiven. Come on, bro. The options is unlimited.
It's unlimited when you do it that way. And that's why I say I think there should be a blanket way to look at the Bible to begin with. You can go deeper once you have it. But see, the problem is people haven't read the book, so they don't know what's in there. They've only gotten what they've got in church. But let me address what.
But no, address that one. Yeah, address that one. I was finna go back to that.
It's called a false apostle. Now, what I am going to do now, and you know what I'm saying, for this conversation, these are not going to be my thoughts. If they are my thoughts, I will say this is what I think. But I will go to some of the biggest things that I have heard Muslims say about why they feel Paul was a false apostle, right? And I can get into that. Because, like, when some people ask about the way I believe, I always say the way I believe is very simple. And the way I believe is backed up by the Bible, it's backed up by the Quran. So it just kind of goes right back to what I'm saying. If Jesus said that he followed a certain way, that he lived his life, and I say, okay, I'm going to live my life the same way Jesus did, it makes it simple. In the Quran, it talks about the Quran is here to basically confirm the teachings that were before. So what was before the Quran? The Tanakh, the Bible, the Torah. So once I heard that about the Quran, I said, hey, we good. I'm cool with them over there, because a lot of the same things that the Quran teaches, I'm like, I don't know about the afterlife part yet, and I'm gonna get to that, because there are major differences. But the one thing I was like, okay, well, if they saying what I'm saying and Jesus said, I'm good. So I don't even really need to even go that deep into it, because I said if it was good enough for Jesus, I just feel like it was good enough for me. It makes sense, right? So let's look at it like this. So these are some of the,
you reaching.
He's gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, if you read what Jesus followed, right, then that's what it's supposed to be. So he says, of course you do. A supernatural force is the only way to get humans to embrace the narrative. I'm not saying a supernatural force is, I am talking about the understanding aspect of it. If you have
your generator going out, boy. I'm on the A1 today, so it ain't me today. My generator pumping, man. Your generator going out, boy. You gotta crank this thing up again. Boy, something going on. Where you at? Boy? Reboot. Reboot, my boy. Okay, well, goddamn, can y'all hear me? Hot 107.9. Hey, we got the block. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so I'm back.
I'm finna turn it up.
Because we're not reading it in its original language, like I said, if you're talking about the New Testament, the only survived copies are in, I believe it's called Koine Greek, and of course the Tanakh and the Torah in Hebrew. And then if you go to the Quran, it's all in Arabic. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, I didn't want you to skip over something right quick, because it was interesting. How we be talking about this is that we didn't say it like she's saying it, but I kind of like the way it's being said. If he's teaching against everything Jesus stood for,
okay,
could there not be a mockery or a test or wrong, let's say? And it's like, okay, let's put him out there and just see what he'll say, because it is a lot of lying ass niggas. Who gave Paul, after all the lies he told, who gave him this new card to say he's truthful and you can trust him for millions of years?
Okay,
that's my question.
Okay, see, now what I'm gonna say is everybody needs to, like they say, you need to put your big boy pants on, because the stuff that's about to come out, you understand what I'm saying? This is what, so now I gotta use the best ammunition that the Muslims got, or the best ammunition that I can find that a Muslim had against Paul, right? So one of the biggest, because you got to understand the way this works is Christians follow Abraham through Jacob or Israel. Muslims follow Abraham through Ishmael, his son that he had through Hagar. That was his maid and stuff like that, right? So they both start with Abraham, but they branch off. Okay,
right.
Now, Paul said on the road to Damascus that Jesus appeared to him, and during what you're reading in the New Testament is basically direct words from God. Okay, Muhammad said, I believe, in a cave near Mecca, that the angel Gabriel came to him and started reciting the Quran, right? And he wrote it down. But he didn't know how to read or write. I don't know how to have. I'm not here.
He was just fine. The word made him right. The word just was taking over his hand. He was like this.
Well, now hold on.
He in the paper.
Why are you talking like that? There is another book out there that was created in the 1800s called the W.O.R.S.E Bible, where a guy said his hand didn't write it, like he wasn't possessed. But if you read about the history of the W.O.R.S.E Bible, allegedly he kind of just, his hand just started moving and it formed words into a whole book. So that's
they doing that still now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that's the origin story of what Muhammad was doing versus what Paul was doing. Now, this is one. Now, if anybody in the comments wants to explain this, and I'm going to ask the question right now, where are the patriarchs buried? If anybody in the comment section knows the answer to this question, where are the patriarchs buried? In the book of Genesis, Abraham bought some land, okay? And that land had a specific name, okay? And that is where he buried Sarah. So that's the place that I'm talking about. So if anybody knows where Abraham is allegedly buried, where all the, in quotation mark, patriarchs are buried, you can go ahead and you can put that in the chat, right? But this right here, to me, I'm not going to front. When I saw this, I was like, whoa, it's devastating. And so far, I've never really heard anybody who could really deal with this. So if anybody in the chat can do it, because once again, it's not about discrediting Christianity, because the point is we're asking the question. This is why Muslims say we don't trust Paul. And then I'm going to go into why Paul or why Christians say they don't trust Islam. But first, we're going to go to, since one person in the crowd asked about him being a false prophet, then you have to understand the importance of Abraham. These are called Abrahamic religions, meaning Abraham is basically where it starts. So the question is, does anybody know, biblically speaking, where Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and Jacob are supposed to have been buried? Does anybody know? And if you don't know, I'll be able to tell you. Okay.
Give us some time to think. You putting too much on them, boy. Give them a little time to think.
Well, you know what? while y'all think about that, we got a new sponsor,
Like,
man. You need some sense. You can go ahead and Google it if you need to. If you need some sense, you need somebody. Wait, time out, Joel. You remember what he said right there. So we're gonna put it back on the screen in a second. Because it's also important to hypothetically, possibly, some geopolitical things that are going on as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our new sponsor, which is going to be called Gas Creation. And there it is, the field of Mamre in Machpelah, or as they call it, Hebron. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to play this quick commercial. And when I come back, I am going to explain what Muslims say, what the Bible says, and then what Paul said. And once again, this is something you got to deal with. I didn't write it. This is what Muslims are using as ammunition against Paul. But don't worry, I'm not just gonna make it one-sided. They got plenty for the corrupt. So it's gonna balance itself out. So just take a deep breath, keep your mind open, and we'll be right back. All right. So we're
I
back.
seen that Bucky naked. That old Bucky naked on there. Okay, yeah. I can fuck with that. No diddy. They got down that lion's mane and that Bucky naked. Oh man,
I got the one called Finisher. So you know it was yeah. I okay. In my nice sense, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but go ahead and support us. But let's go ahead and get into that, man. So first of all, we're gonna go to the book of Genesis right now. Okay, and it says Genesis 23:19, and after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. Okay, now if you go into the New Testament, Acts 7 verses 16 says, hold on, let me go ahead and get it all the way in context. So let me go back to 15. So Acts 7 verse 15 said, so Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and were carried over into Sychem and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money of the sons of Immer, the father of Sychem. But when the time of promise drew nigh, which God had sworn to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt. So we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Why in the Genesis does it say Abraham and them are buried in Hebron, but in the New Testament it says they were buried in Shechem? And they say, oh, well, maybe it's a translation thing, because if you know, like for example, Judah in the Old Testament is Judas. It's a more Greek sounding name once you get into the New Testament. So Judah and Judas are the same exact name. It's just a Greek version of a Hebrew name. So the simple way to do this is what? Let's go to Google Maps. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick.
Hey, that's the part I was waiting on. Let's get at it.
Let me go to Google Maps. Hold on. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me go to Google Maps. And if somebody, and then it like I said, it is a way to figure this out. All right, so let me do this, right? So here we go. So let me present my screen here. Let me share it. And I want to do Google Maps. So watch this. Okay. Now, the brother said, how do we know where the bones are buried? So I want to show you something. Let's go to Hebron, Israel.
Don't do it to him.
Okay. Now somebody would say, well, how do you know where it's buried? How would you know where it's allegedly supposed to be? So then my question is, do you know how to say Abraham in Hebrew?
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim with an I. So if we go right here, there was a place called the Ibrahimi Mosque. Now it says an ancient holy site at the caves where Abraham and other early figures are said to be entombed. Now I want to zoom out something, because once again, if you know what's going on in that part of the world, Hebron is in Palestine.
Do you mean? What you talking about? No, what's going on?
There's allegedly a war or a conflict going on in Israel, but this mosque is specifically in the Palestinian area. Okay, so let's see if it matches up. So let's see if we can see. So she said something about Mamre, the field of Machpelah. So let's see if we can see any of it, but we do see Hebron, right? So let's see if we zoom in a little bit. Let's see if we can find
who made it up, Joel. Who made it up? The Bible made it up. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, he got to answer that.
That's your book. That's your favorite book. Who made it up? Now
be able to see something here. Okay, so we got anyway right here. So here's the Ibrahimi Mosque. Okay.
Yep.
Right there. It's in, and then like I said, we zoomed out. It matches up to Genesis. Right. That's what it said. Hebron's right there. So now let's see. Simple thing is, let's get directions. Now, if what Paul said was correct, then if I type in Sychem or Shechem, it should be in the same place, correct? So let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't just make up stories. This is what I'm telling you. Or we're gonna have Kendrick Lamar as the next Messiah, and he's saying, not like us. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna say, oh, that means it's not like us, it's the blacks. Come on, man. You can interpret anything, man. We need some facts, but let's go. Okay. We ain't letting y'all Bible thumpers off that easy tonight, man. Even though we love y'all, we ain't letting y'all off that easy.
It is a 2-hour drive. And somebody says, oh, that says Nablus. So let's zoom in and see if we can see anything close to what was allegedly said. So we need to be looking for Sychem, Shechem, something like that. So when I typed this in, this is what came up. That Sychem or whatever. Oh, let me see, Nablus. Why does Nablus come up? But let's just see. Where, then it's a simple way of doing it. Where is Shechem today? Boom. And it says right here on this nice little map, and I hope everybody can see it. Look at where Shechem is on the map. You can clearly see Hebron, and you can clearly see where Shechem is. They are two different places.
Hold on, we can't see. We can't.
Oh, you can't see this?
Nah, whatever you got going on, we can't see that.
Let me try to blow it up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me scroll down real quick. Let me see if it give me that that map again. Now let me see if I can blow it up. Zoom in. Can y'all see this map?
Nope.
Hold on. Is it not sharing? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. What are y'all looking at? Okay,
we see the whole map.
Got you. Okay, so let me share the other screen then. Stop this. And then let me show you the new screen. Let me see. Present. And share screen. Check. Boom.
Okay, now we got Joel saying the Bible is not, Lord. Come on, Joel.
Okay,
you a devout Christian, man.
So you see where Shechem? Can you see my mouse right here?
Yeah, we see you now. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Shechem, where in the book of Acts, it said this is where Abraham and Sarah are buried. But we just showed you in Hebron, there's an actual mosque there. And if you looked at what we saw on Google Maps, it says the description of what we were looking at is this is where Abraham and the patriarchs of the Bible were buried. So
that's
right
why.
there, go ahead.
That's why I didn't want to overlook what we said. I just wanted them to keep it fresh on their mind. All of us know, all of us on the chat and on the views and in the club and everything, we all know a compulsive liar. And if y'all don't know what compulsive means, it means they'll lie about any goddamn thing. They'll just make up lies. That's why I said that. So what happened? Y'all know niggas like that. Shout out to Ghana. You know niggas from Kenya. They want to be known. No, I'm from Ghana, shawty. I'm from Ghana, shawty. I ain't from Kenya. Mm-hmm. I'm from goddamn. I'm from that nigga from Migo. They from Gwinnett County. I'm from Atlanta. Sound like the same scenario. Man, it's in Shechem. Bro, it's Shechem, bro. Right. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get the street terminology.
Now it's another different, it's a different scenario if they had said that, because we like what Agnes said, she's talking about Abraham and Jacob were buried in the same place. It says that he pitched his tent near Shechem. That's maybe where Jacob dwelled, but you got to ask him, where was he buried? And the book says they were all buried. Now he says, remember, the Bible is a story from a Canaanite group. They lived in that area.
So is the Bible false? Is the Bible fiction or non-fiction? We know where it really is. We know it's in the library. But so are we starting this off by saying the Bible is a make-believe story? Because that's what you keep insinuating, Mr. Christian brother Joel. Are you insinuating that the Bible is a fairy tale? Let's get that understood.
Well, regardless of what brother Joel wants to say, the thing is, we have cities back for 6,000 years ago, sir. We know where places were in Mesopotamia. We know about Sumer. We know about Kemet. We know about Babylon. We know about these places, Nineveh, Greece, Rome. We know about these places. So if I said Abraham was buried in Rome, and then somebody else said, no, he was buried in Athens, those are two completely different cities.
Mythology.
So this is what you have to ask yourself, right? This is the question.
Carlos. But no, not to cut y'all. Keep going.
No. See, we not doing that. No. Because the bottom line is, if y'all want to have a conversation about whether or not it's fiction, that's against the point. The point of what I'm saying.
Okay.
For this conversation, it's not to discredit. If you want to go have a conversation about whether it's real, you can go have that conversation, but it ain't business.
Okay.
This conversation is, this is how Muslims discredit Paul. That was the point of me showing. It's not to say that it's a lie, because the bottom line is, you have to, once again, I said, people don't understand what it is that they're reading. And he said, you two can't handle the truth.
You're the Christian.
Hold on. No. First of all, Joel said it's when he says it's a Canaanite group, he's got to explain that. It's a Canaanite region, but it's not.
He ain't explaining nothing. He's just throwing shit out.
Because if he want to go into the history, you already know that's where I'm at. But once again, y'all keep wanting to take the topic over there, and I'm like, no. If you want to talk about it don't matter. All I'm saying is, we read where it said this is where they buried. You see, there is a mosque that matches up to what the Old Testament says, and then you have Paul coming in saying, hey, everybody knows Abraham's buried somewhere else, when it would be a 2-hour ride away. That's the reason why I'm saying this is why you have Muhammad versus Paul, because both groups try to discredit each other. This is what they do. That is all I'm pointing out. I'm not taking the side. Go ahead.
No, and only reason I'm saying this is because you know me. I'm one of the one like to put the worm on the hook. No Diddy, send it out there and just make them fight over something. They don't even know what they're talking about or what they fighting over. Because my point is this: I like that we really go piggybacking off what Agnes had put out there by saying, if and I say, and the only reason I came to this angle is because Wednesday show, you were debating with Joel and the other guy. You were like, I try to go live from the Tanakh and the Torah. This and that was your campaign because of the reason of it's Jesus's life and teaching. Let's say that versus
that's what he follows. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what he follows. Instead of trying to change to Paul now to say, oh, Paul said discredit everything Jesus said. Now you can just do what you want to do. You can turn on Sex Red all night and get beat your back out all night and just come on. That's what I'm saying.
Well, go ahead. I understand. I get what you're saying.
I'm just giving a comparison because we doing what you said, Joel. We saying we gonna come at Muhammad too, but we saying is that is it Jesus, like I was saying earlier, or because he the rapper? Or is we idolizing Paul, and a lot of y'all are Paulians and not Christians because you want to do what's fucking new and what's let you have no consequences? Yeah, the disciple of Christ. So why is he the leader? We can go down that path. I'm saying, okay, hold on, we'll let you heat back up. I'm gonna give him too much ammo too quick because he's the disciple of Christ. Hold on, you're screaming. What you telling him no? Oh, you telling him no about the?
No, I mean, see, once again, he wants to go into the disciple of Christ, and I can go ahead and give the Muslim argument for he's not, because then I can go into the book and say in the New Testament where he talks about different things that were against what Jesus taught. You understand what I'm saying?
That's my point. That's my only point. And then, but I'm really piggybacking off of what you giving him. But if he is, and we say he the leader because y'all following the nigga. If he said everything that was already set in the Old Testament, hypothetically, right, and he says, wait a minute, God pulled up on me on the street the other night up on the mountain, bro. And he was like, shit, scratch that. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Now you can be a gay pastor. You can do whatever you want to do. Just holler at him at night or something. It don't matter what you do though. You can go kill 50 niggas. It don't matter now. All the sin is equal. All sin is equal now. Nobody get no stoning. No more. Come on. All this about is an escape route for a nigga who is a rebellious nigga to say, hey, bro, we can do that now. Go on and pull that shit. Go and hit that lick, bro. You straight? That what it sound like to me. But that's too street for y'all. I get it.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is this, and this is what I'm trying to get across to different things that are going on. When he says, you said he's the leader, the thing about it is, and I challenge any Christian the next time you're in church, listen to how much your pastor will not quote Jesus. He will be anywhere else. Like I said, they're Galatians, Hebrews, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Thessalonians. They are everywhere else, and those are the writings of Paul. Now, some people will say, well, Jesus revealed them to Paul. And my question is, well, if the Gospels say one thing, and then we move over to the writings of Paul, and they're saying something, like some people want to say completely different, because there are examples. Once again, I am only giving what the Muslims say is, this is why Paul cannot be trusted. People will go to the fact that Paul was like, it's okay to eat meat sacrificed to idols.
Joel said that it was right to eat unclean meat. Joel, right, you're the one that said that.
Another one that he was saying was about the circumcision. Right now, what a lot of people like to use the circumcision argument is, this is what you have to ask yourself: if Paul meant, because if you understand the Hebrew way of doing things, or if you understand what the Torah says about circumcision, it's supposed to be on the 8th day based on Abraham again. So when he was saying about circumcising the Gentiles, some people interpret Paul as saying that because if you're 30 years old, you're not going to be able to keep that law anyway. So why would circumcision be important? But the other people saying, oh no, we need to circumcise the Gentiles. So my question, and even though it's not expressively explained in the Bible, but if we could ask Paul a simple question. So if we convert the Gentiles, should their children be circumcised on the 8th day? And that would have answered that whole question. But like I said, some things changed. Once again, let's go into another thing that kind of changed between the old and new would be like the priesthood. So right now, Paul came in and said every bishop should be a husband to one wife, versus the Levitical priesthood. You had to, number one, it was a lineage-based priesthood, versus now you're supposed to be called by God, or however you're called to apostleship, or whatever the case may be. And your wife was supposed to be a virgin. You were supposed to be a blemishless man, and all these other things going on. But I'm not trying to really get in that. But
Levitical don't count, bro. They already done said the Levitical don't count.
But if, like I said, but that's the thing. If they want to throw the Leviticus out, they're going to have to understand, like, this is the, and I'll get to that later, because I gotta get to the Muslims in a second.
Because they already got turtlenecks. That's why they don't want to go with the circumcision. No diddy. Them niggas walk around with turtlenecks. But never mind.
Oh my God. So here we go. So now let's get into what Paul, or what most Christians will say about the Quran, or what they will say about Muhammad. Like some of the things that Brother Joel had already brought out. Did he write the book? Because if he could not read, how could he write?
Did Paul write it?
Well, that's what they said. They said,
oh, yeah, with the wicked hand. My bad.
No. They didn't say Paul automatically wrote it like the W.O.R.S.E Bible. They actually said Paul was a literate person who could actually write. But Muhammad, by his own admission, was allegedly illiterate. So there are a lot of quotation marks, daggers that Christians throw at Muslims. A lot of them deal with Muhammad. They talk about the 9-year-old wife that Muhammad had. Muhammad had 20 wives. You understand what I'm saying? There's a passage that I was reading earlier that talked about how Muhammad was, he talked about the women from the Byzantine Empire. And he was basically saying he didn't want to be tempted by those women. Now, they were saying those blonde women or those white women and things like that. But basically, he was saying he didn't want to be tempted by the beautiful women of the Byzantine Empire. So he seemed like he had a problem with lust because people would say, well, he had 20 wives and different things like that. So one of the biggest things.
That was Diddy. That was the first Diddy, bro. I mean, power with money and power come lust.
Well, they would say the thing off like this. They would say, like, once again, this is what Christians would then say about Islam. They would talk about his 9-year-old wife. They would talk about the concept of you heard the Bill Donahue.
They said not to throw you off.
Oh, not necessarily. I'm thinking. See, when I think of Donahue, I'm thinking of the person on
TV show.
So think about this real quick. So a lot of things that Christians like to use against Muslims, they want to talk about jihad. They want to talk about all the killing. They want to talk about all the raping and pillages. And there are different concepts that they have. The Bible says, like, basically in heaven, we're going to be in these glorified bodies. Versus in Islam, they are saying, like, the men are, I believe, promised 70 virgins, right? But the question is, what about the women? You understand? What happens to the women in paradise? Because are they supposed to get 70 virgin men? I don't know how it works. I don't even know if it's in the Quran or if it even explains what's supposed to happen with the women. But that's just one of those things that a lot of Christians will try to talk about, because they will talk about basically those are the difference. You understand what I'm saying? They will talk about Jesus being the Son of God. In saying that the Muslims, you do him no credit by calling him a prophet. You understand what I'm saying? Because Christians believe in the Trinitarian concept of God to begin with. That means God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So they believe in the Trinitarian concept versus Muslims who only believe in one God and Allah can do everything. So if you listen to the Quran and what a lot of Muslims will tell you, the Quran was written or it was sent from God to correct the Bible. That is one of the major tenets that the Muslims hold on to. They're not necessarily supposed to be throwing shade at the Bible.
So let me ask you this, since you say that. Okay. Just for what they say, shits and giggles. I know did. But so when you say they came to save or fix the Bible, are they pertaining to fixing Paul's new lead? Is that what we're saying? Or are you telling? Well, is that what they're saying? Let's say that.
It's not even, I mean, they go back into the Old Testament as well. They go back and they kind of fix, like, for example, the creation story in the Bible is, man was formed from the dust of the earth, right? Blew breath into him. Then we know that he took a rib from Eve to make woman. So that is how man was formed in the Bible. Versus in the Quran, man was formed from, I believe, a blood clot, right? A blood clot that he formed into Adam. So it's a lot of different things, but there are some doctrinal differences. Like, for example, Muslims believe there is no original sin. They believe that all the sin that you do during your life is based on what your specific acts are. You can't pass sin down from father to child versus the Christian concept of original sin that would have basically been passed down from Adam and Eve to every generation. So there are some differences, but I think those are two of the biggest ones. A lot of times, I mean, we can get into the Quran, because another big thing that the Christians like to talk about when it comes to the Quran is the role of women and how, now, once again, I can't give you the surah number and things like this because, like I said, I am no expert on the Quran. I can only go on what this one guy, I'll give you the guy who I'm using for some of this. I don't want to say ammunition, but the ones from the Muslims to the Christians are the more easier ones. But the ones from the Quran, I mean, the ones from Christianity to the Quran, when he quotes the surahs, that's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, right? But one of the biggest ones that Christians like to use is like, well, why would any woman sign up to be a Muslim? Because in the Quran, you have a right to beat your wife if she's disobedient.
Spoil to whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah, whoop that trick.
All right. The views
Yeah.
on this show do not necessarily respect me or
It's a
anybody
song,
else.
y'all. It's a song.
No,
It's a song.
no, it's all good. But well, since you brought it up, let's get into it now. Let me see. He brought it up, so
Yeah.
we're
We're gonna take an intermission for the breaking news.
a brief intermission because
It's getting deep.
now we were talking about now we were talking about in this faith system, in this belief system, which is called Islam. They might not have a problem with this.
By CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the complaint, Combs became
So, according to what a Christian would say is, according to the Quran, that is perfectly acceptable behavior for a husband to treat his wife who was acting up. So this is one of the things that the Christians will use against ammunition, is how Muslims treat women and the role of women in the Quran. You understand?
The Christians don't do nothing no different. They do the same thing and then say they can go to church Sunday and repent.
Wait, well, so explain that. Walk me what you're saying. So you're saying in Christianity you can do the same thing, but you can just repent, and it's the same. You get the same result.
From our last show, and the way the Christians have been talking on the panel,
okay,
and all over social media, you can do whatever you want because Paul came with the new spiritual possession hand and said you can do whatever on earth you want because all sin is equal. Is that because we keep skipping around like, oh, that's that. Can you do this or not? Is all sin the same? We asked this last week and it was no. Now it's back saying yes. That's why.
Okay, now this is what I would say is different. The Quran says that behavior is not. You don't have to repent.
Go ahead. What's up? Go ahead.
Now look, you understand what I'm saying? This is
Illuminati.
the part you understand, right? You don't have to repent for beating your wife in the Quran because it's a perfectly acceptable behavior. Versus in the Bible, they would say beating on your wife. Now that'll be another question. Is there anything in the Bible that says beating on your wife is a sin? Because don't let me make it up. You understand what I'm saying? But that's my whole thing. I would also say that was going to be a huge separation, because think about this. If you're saying you can go beat your wife, you can come to church, ask for forgiveness, and you're good, then that would mean that, biblically speaking, or it is a sin to beat your wife in the Christian faith. And then I would just say, where is that? You would have to point me to a scripture and verse that points that out. But what I am saying is, this is a tenet of Islam that if your wife acts up, right? Yeah, he's correct. It's not really addressed like that. So this is the reason why I'm saying, when it comes to some of these scriptures and when it comes to some of these things that people want to talk about, the Quran is very now they can say that's way people who are way better than breaking down and dissecting the Quran than I am, right? But the thing about it is, what?
I don't know. We don't care what YouTube say. They gotta check in with us. We don't care. We giving it to you uncut. And if they want to talk crazy, we'll take you to Rumble. We got pages on Rumble. We don't care. Let's get it. I don't know. You a moderator, a mod, or the admin or something?
Sir. We cannot let a skull face dictate the conversation.
That's Baphomet. The Baphomet just checked. That's
a Texas skull. Anyway, that's the point. All I'm saying is this: if you want to look at what we're talking about when we're talking about with the Quran is very more, in my opinion, more specific about what is allowed and what is not, versus it is more an open interpretation. I don't know how many denominate, like different people believe, oh, I interpret the Quran to mean this. I don't see like it going like that, versus I feel like in Christianity now, it can basically change from church to church. So these are some of the things that Christians will use to attack the Muslim faith. They will talk about Muhammad. The biggest one is him marrying the 9-year-old girl. He had over 20 wives. And then they will talk about you can beat your wife in Quran. It's
but
basically
that is so invalid. Like, that does not determine the scriptures. That's my point, because let's just say this. Let's say Paul got the word of God, however he got it, and he came home the next month. He was perfect for 2 months, and then in the next month he beat his girl, or he got them fucked it with 12 girls at one time. He had an orgy. They were just going bam, bam, bam. He like this. Do that take away what he heard from God? That's all I'm saying. Cause look, y'all see, y'all be moving too slow when I say this shit. Why I say that is that if they're gonna use Muhammad's lust to discredit everything, what? That's not. I'm just saying, if the word came down to either person, and just because they did their personal enjoyments, that don't got nothing to do with what the word was given to them, if it was given. That's what I'm. That's not a good debate if they saying, well, it's because he cheated on his homework. He couldn't. Like, what the fuck?
Right, but see what Joel's bringing up. He brought up Deuteronomy 25, 11, and 12, and I'll address that real quick.
Yeah, let's address this.
So Deuteronomy 25, verse 11 and 12 said, when men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand and take him by the secrets, thou shalt cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her. So what it's basically saying is, if a woman sees her man is getting beat up and she goes and tries to remove the man off of her husband and she grabs him by his private parts, then you're supposed to cut off that woman's hand. That is not a license to beat her, though. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically saying, based on her touching another man's private, you're now supposed to cut her hand off because it touched another private part that was not her husband. So that's what.
Well, there would be a lot of bitches with no hand. I do it with no hands.
Oh my God! But that's what I'm saying. So, but what I'm saying is, and I don't have the surah with me, but there is an explicit surah that basically says about. We're talking about a man dealing with his wife. That is talking about a man basically who it said he is being smited by another person, and the woman is trying to help her husband. That's not the same as just, hey baby, can you go get me some chicken? Nah, I don't really feel like it. You can just hit her in the face and it's no problem.
So what I'm trying to figure out is,
okay,
because this is the topic, Paul and Muhammad, and this is for the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
We can discredit and point to the flaws of each human, which I'll say every human has them. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But who actually got the word, actually written it down, and wasn't fabricating the story, wasn't thinking about, this is a Drake bar. Pedo in a ghetto. Bruh, anybody could write anything, even to this day. It's multiple people who have journals, bro. Yeah. If you pick a nigga journal up that was getting beat up his whole life, it's going to be a different point of view of the world. If you pick a nigga who getting money and fucking every hoe he want to fuck or something, he gonna have a different perspective of the world. If you pick a nigga who is a straight lame who never got the girl he wanted, he gonna say the world was terrible. We gotta think of this. This shit is never changed. Not no emotions, liars, deceitful niggas. Come on, liars, cheaters, heartbreakers, deceivers.
Hold on. Wait, time out. I understand what you're saying. He said, so our wife shouldn't. I'm just reading the scripture. See, this is the problem. When I just read, so I'm just saying they're not the same thing. We're talking about domestic violence versus your wife trying to help you when you get beat up. They're not the same thing. That's all I'm saying. It didn't say thou can smite thy wife with no problem at all. It didn't say that. But the Quran is explicitly says you can whip your wife. That's different. I don't understand why this even had to be explained. Come on, Baltimore. Y'all got to do better than this. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's not crazy reasoning.
My thing is,
I'm not even saying your wife shouldn't help you. I'm only reading the scripture that you put up there, good brother.
I'm saying what he say, but I know he rocking with me because he see what's going on. He see where I'm going. But then he say, this is bananas. What's bananas is that Diddy just showed y'all that you can smite it, the woman it. He ain't getting in trouble. He ain't went to jail. Yeah. So what? Well, he paid the hotel 50 bands, they said. So it's over. It's over. Everybody paid.
Well, we got to see if he get charged, brother. But that's what I'm trying to say. When I read Deuteronomy 25:11-12, that is because you put it up there as if this is a comparison to the Quran. You understand what I'm saying? That's my point. So if I'm talking about the Quran permits the men in the Quran to beat their wife, and then you bring up a verse in Deuteronomy talking about if you're getting beat up and your woman helps you, that's not the same thing.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not the same thing at all. And it's not even co-signing that I'm saying, oh, yeah, she deserves to get her hand cut off. I'm not saying that either. And this is the problem when it comes to these books. People will not understand when you just read what it said. What am I getting from? You gave the scripture. I read it. I am saying they are not the same thing. If anybody thinks that what this brother is saying, or if what I'm saying is incorrect, when I just read the scripture and verse, I didn't say if I thought it was wrong. Yes, they are both violent towards women. Yes, but that is what we're talking about. Yes, but wait, time out. It's not violence towards women because this will be handled as like a capital crime. So you have to ask yourself a question. If a woman gets the electric chair, is that violence versus women? No, that would be some sort of corporal punishment not handed by her husband. If I'm not mistaken, is not going to be. They're going to take it to somebody else, and he's going to be responsible. I don't know, honestly, in Israel, who is responsible for chopping stuff off. I don't know. But what I am saying is, yes.
Choppers.
So look at it like this. Now we're on the same page. If you were using that as, okay, so in the Bible or even in the Old Testament, this is violence against women, and we're going to say that if she violated the law and the punishment for that concludes to be violence towards women, so be it. I wouldn't even use that verse, sir. There is much better verses that you could use. How about what happens during war?
He interpreted.
Nah, it ain't even that. If he wanted to use one about violence against women, I got a better scripture for you. And I think it's in Deuteronomy as well. Nah. See, he don't even know what he's talking about. See, I'm trying to help him out. This is my thing. If you want a scripture in the Bible, and I don't have no problem because I'm open to the whole book. If you want a better scripture, you should go to the scripture that talks about what happens in war, where it says if you see a beautiful woman, you can possess her and you shave her head, and after 30 days, you can take her. That is violence against the woman.
That's Diddy.
That Diddy. What you talking about is just like, man, that is they set the punishment. If you touch a man's private part, you gotta get your hand cut off.
But let's don't give these women no powerful role in this story like that. I mean, we got the stories of the woman made earth and all that shit.
Well, but since they brought it up, let's see what Paul had to say about women. Then, since you want to go to this route, we can go there, man. It's not. I mean, this is light work, man. If you want to talk about,
I tried to avoid it.
Women, what Paul thought about women, we can do that, man. This is light work. To all you Christian women out here, we can easily do that. But let's go to that, man. Right here.
I didn't want this to happen.
Let me see. Hold on one second. I'm gonna find the verse real quick.
All right, we're going to search for it because I don't want to. Oh, you got to get to it.
Corinthians 14:34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also says the law. So right now, all of you women pastors right there, your book, your boy Paul right there in 1 Corinthians 14 says you don't need to be teaching anybody. You are supposed to learn in silence. That is the word of Paul.
Or like I keep saying, y'all keep dodging my question. And this ain't for the show host. This is for the chat. Why are you keep doing and saying this right here? You got to see this as patriarchal work. So why? So why are you a Christian then? That's what I'm confused.
See, that's my point. I just read 1 Corinthians. I didn't say anything else on it. This is as straightforward. How in the world am I supposed to interpret, let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them. No. Here we go. How about we do this, man? We're going to get all the translation. We going to, you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
we must be taking it out of context. So which version you want? The ASV. Let the women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak. AMP.
Shut up.
The women should be silent in churches, for they are not authorized to speak. CSB. The women should be silent in churches, for they are not permitted to speak. The CEB. The women should be quiet during the meeting. They are not allowed to talk. The CEV. The women must not be allowed to speak. They must keep quiet and listen, as the law of Moses teaches. Darby. Let your women be silent in the assemblies, for it is not permitted to them to speak. DLNT version. Let the women be silent in churches, for it is not permitted for them to speak. DR. On and on. How in the world am I taking that out of context?
Oh my God, man.
That's not me.
This is what
that is not the Kung Fu Hebrew Bible. That is all the versions I just gave you. Say, women be quiet. Women be quiet. Women
be quiet. Cállate. Cállate la boca.
That's my whole point. So once again, but one thing we do got to understand is when we are having these types of, right, then this is how people will do. You will just read what it says, and they'll be like, "Nah, you taking that out of context." Yes, I do. How? How am I taking it out of context? By reading the words. But once again, now it's going to get into, like they say, the spooky ooky type stuff. And you know what? You just don't have the understanding to read women be silent. You understand what I'm saying? No, that's what it said. And it even told you where they got it from. They said in the law of Moses, he said women's supposed to be quiet.
Because see, that's what's crazy. Look though, and they're gonna people wrong. He rolled with us last week. Yeah, that we talking about the other week. I mean, the other day. But this what I'm saying, y'all. Look what you saying though. I just want to back you up on this one. No, did it? But, yeah. No, not on Ronald yet. We ain't going to Ronald yet. We just talking about the fact though. Everybody wants to live by the laws of Paul. Everybody is a Christian on the strength of Paul's word. That's why the title was about Paulians, not Christians. It's Paulians. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is that if it's, and this for the ladies, if he's telling you shut up, stop being a pastor, cállate la boca, whatever you want to say, any language you want to say it, if it's telling you to shut up, why y'all still talking? Yeah. If we go by every other rule, why are y'all still talking? Why are you in church catching the Holy Ghost? Why are you trying to be deacons? Why are you being pastors? It's wrong, right?
That's what I mean, unless you're going against 1 Corinthians 14:34. That's my point.
So like, we get what we go against as a Christian?
Wait. But watch this though. But see, look, now you know what people say. Oh, now people would go and they would do the flip side and they say, well, what did Jesus say? Right? So then I'd be like, cool, I got a verse right here. And you tell, and since Birdie want to give it to him raw and uncut, I'm gonna ask you to translate this. All right. So this is Matthew 15. That's why I be saying y'all think y'all know Jesus, but you don't. You don't, because you don't read, and that's y'all's problem. You need to read, and you would know exactly who Jesus is. It says, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. Bird, what does he answered her not a word mean to you?
Hold on, repeat that one time. Let me get the full context right.
I just need for you to, okay, I got you. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. Since we want to do all these interpretations, how do you interpret, but he answered her not a word?
I mean, the street way is that the nigga ain't studying what you talking about because I fuck with the fuck with. I don't fuck with you because you don't fuck with me. That's what I get out of that.
So bam, there you go. That is the Book of Birdie, verse
Book
25.
of Birdie.
So here we go. Now check this
Chapter
out.
AK verse 47.
Now watch this. And it says, now I'm gonna see if you get where I'm going with it. And it said, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she cries after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when she asked him to do something, he said, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. How do you interpret that?
He only fucking with who he fucking with the fuck with who fuck with him. That's it. And he only coming for one, the Israelites, if you want, however you want to put it, the Israelis.
You messed up with the E's. We gonna keep the ice. Don't put the E's on there. You gonna put the ish on there. All right. So let's keep going and read the verse.
Yeah.
I want you to interpret it the best way you know possible. It said, then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. Bird, how do you interpret that verse right there? I'll read it again. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. How do you interpret that, Bird? What is Jesus telling her?
Shit. They not like us. They not like us. That's why that's on. They not like us. They not like us.
But I think
I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper. No diddy. No diddy.
Right. Think about this. He's talking to a woman, and he just compared her to a dog.
Anything that is not of the Israelites.
You're not right. Okay.
He ain't got nothing for him.
And he said, and she said, true, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. And Jesus answered and said to her, O woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole at that very hour. So right now, you got the guy that you're talking about called, I mean, what is the word for a dog that just don't happen to be a male?
What's my favorite word? Bitch. Bitch. What's my favorite word?
But you know what? Somebody will say he didn't mean it that way. That's absolutely what he said. He said when she asked him for his help, I don't know what she's talking to me for. I'm only here for Israel. She Canaanite.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Caesarea. I don't fuck with Caesarea no like that. I don't fuck with Caesarea no, shawty. But we ain't even fucking around like that.
Absolutely. And then when she asked for help, what did she say? Hey, look, you ain't taking no crumbs away. We don't feed the bread for the children.
My partner, my kid don't got to eat. No, I ain't got nothing for you. Hell no. Get your ass on over there and go. Get up out of here.
So this is the part that I'm talking about. So once again, it must be a comprehension problem if you can't see what he's saying in that verse. Just like I just read 1 Corinthians. You understand what I'm saying? This is the problem. You understand what I'm saying? But let's get into, once again, because right now he's talking about we beating up on Christianity. You brought that on yourself. We were supposed to be in the Quran out, but no, you had to make it seem like a basic interpretation or a basic scripture that don't take, it's not a deeper meaning. It's not like it's a prophecy in the book of Daniel where it's talking about 4 different kingdoms when it's talking about the beast. It doesn't have to be interpreted deeper. It clearly says, New Testament, Paul, women need to be silent in the churches. There are no deaconesses. There are none of that. That's what the New Testament says. So you can't say that's some Old Testament stuff because it's clearly there in 1 Corinthians, written by who, Birdie?
Sir Paul Wall, the artist Paul Wall. So got the internet going nuts.
My bad. You know what? like what my dog, one of my most favorite lines was from a Western that I watched when I grew up, and it was called Tombstone. And the great Doc Holliday said, you know what? I'll be your Huckleberry. So
I'll be your Huckleberry.
You want me to be your Huckleberry tonight, good sir? I'm gonna be your Huckleberry. Let's give it to him in the Greek. How about that? We're gonna give it to you in the Greek, and then we're gonna see what you say. The Bible was in the nope.
I'm confused
on yourself because I'm trying to go back to the Quran, but let's go ahead and get it right now. So Go ahead.
I just want to know, why are the Christians saying that they don't believe in Paul? That's what I'm confused about. If you're going to bank on all of that about what we took, we particularly strategically did a Wednesday show, and the topic was, is all sin the same? And y'all, some said no, but you really were saying, well, it's the same because yeah, now it's the same because I put up the Leviticus 17, and they were like, oh hell no, that's old. If it's old, then don't change nothing that's on Paul and the New Testament. Every single thing, every Christian should be appalled that women pastors are being made. You should be appalled that it's women deaconess. You should be appalled that women is catching the Holy Ghost in church. What's happening?
It shouldn't be no women in the choir. It shouldn't be no women speaking at all.
Look, they should be silent.
The announcements based on what First Corinthians, but once again, we're taking out of context. So here we go. Let's get
right.
All right. So here we go. Greek. In the Greek, a woman is G1135, gune. Because remember, there is no Hebrew version to go through. Okay, taking this out. So a gune. Hold on.
That's my gune.
Since we taking it out of context, let's go ahead and get this out the way. And then for the last part of the show, we go into the Quran. I don't care what he's talking about.
Oh, man.
Ignore Brother Joel for a minute because he's throwing off the show.
Yeah, he would throw you off.
You making it in balance. We supposed to be on the Quran right now. You making it in balance with this nonsense. But here we go. Here we go right now. Let's go into the Greek, which is all the New Testament is written in. So can you see my screen?
Oh, let's get it there. You see it? Yeah.
So here we go. So let's mix it. Let's see what this is.
Strong's G 1135, gune.
All right. So that is a woman. Let's go back to the scripture. Keep silence. G 4601, because we taking it out of context. Let's see if keep silence has anything to do with not talking. Let's see what this verb said. And let's hear it.
Strong's G 4601, sigao.
So he was saying in Greek, gune sigao. Let's go down. Yeah, look at it right there. Part of speech. We got to go back to basic elementary school again.
Verb means to do something, an action.
Hold one peace.
Keep closed.
Keep closed.
Keep secret.
To be kept in silence. Outline of biblical usage. To keep silence. Hold one's peace.
Conceal.
To be kept in silence. To be concealed. Wait a minute, but we're still taking it out of context. So there's a second part of the verse right here. Not permitted. Okay, let's go to 21. Let's see if they got permission. Let's see if it's something about permission. This is, what is this? Epitro. What does that mean?
Strong's G 2010, epitrepo.
Oh, epitrepo. Hey, we need Giannis on the show.
Yeah, we need that white Giannis, man. I think they're cool.
It says, permit, give leave, give liberty, give license, or to suffer.
Hold on, take a break for a second, bro. Take a breather, because I want to say this. This is just so amazing, this show, because it makes me think of the Instagram reel we play over and over when we promoting the show, and it says, the Conquer Hebrew says, and I'm gonna type that, pull up Google right on the screen. And if I'm lying, you can catch me right here.
Y'all have turned this show into a bash session again against Christianity because you're making it seem like we are going far out of context. It didn't say the woman has the option to be silent. It didn't say women have the option to be.
They want that, bro.
It said clear as day in the Greek, keep silent. You are not permission. Look at these different verbs. You do not have, let me read
the
it again.
Permit.
You don't have
the liberty.
You don't have
or the license.
Let, give leave to speak. And this ain't, I ain't with that Old Testament stuff.
Why are the women, excuse me, boy, but why are the women Christians, why are they not keeping the word?
Yeah, But that's
why
what
are they not holding other women accountable? This is what we mean. Everybody want to do what they want to do. You cannot do that. That's not
Right.
the laws that were set. And this is what y'all want, a Paul or sorry, Ronald. You want a Paul so you can do what you want, or you want to be an ID where you can do whatever you want, except against the law, But you really want to do what you want to do. This is what I mean. Right. So if we want to do what we want to do, why are we not just purging and do like the brother Billy Carson said? Stop paying rent, stop paying our car notes, stop going to work, and let's see what we can do. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, we just like to say the worst podcast does not promote any form of anarchy where we do not show.
Sorry, y'all. It was just a thought. It was just
to the United States government or anything like that. We do not promote any of that behavior. But once again, hypothetical, right? But this is another thing that let me stop sharing this real quick. But this is just one thing that I want everybody to understand, because now we're in the last 30 minutes of the show, so we got to go back to the Quran. But
for sure.
Based on the conversation that we did not get out on Wednesday, this is the reason why when I read something, in my opinion, that is plain as day, this is the reason why things like this happen in the church today. And I'm gonna put it big screen for everybody to see. So here we go.
Jesus going to hell. You are going to hell. Everybody.
Pause.
Pause.
No,
Everybody, you going to hell. Stop playing.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
You said something gay, so you gotta say no homo, or else you a homo.
I'm over it. On that job. You don't pay me enough. But got me doing all kind of stuff. I'm over it. With those friends that I'm used to, but I don't benefit. I think it's over.
Oh my God, man.
And as simple as this, I messed up. This has been a really, really hard.
Pause, Granddad. If it sound gay, it's gay. And you gotta say no homo. How I know you're not a homo, Granddad, if you don't say no homo?
Few days.
Now, if you watch the show on Wednesday, the question that you got to ask yourself, why is this brother remorseful? Because the other pastor who was a homosexual said God made him this way, right? So why is one pastor who did a homosexual act remorseful and then the other pastor not? Let's go ahead and finish this up.
But I struggled. And the struggle didn't just begin. You know, struggle has been a struggle.
What is he struggling with? If this is perfectly acceptable in the modern church, why is he even in, as they would say, in the spirit of repentance? Why does he feel bad for what he did? Or does he just feel bad because he got caught? Now, let's keep going down like that. Hold on.
I'm getting to that. Hold on.
And the conviction has been great. I didn't address what should have been addressed in my life, you know? And you all seen it, you know? You seen the video.
So not only was he doing, he made sure he had evidence of what he was doing. And he don't. So this is the thing. He said, y'all see the video. I don't know. Yeah, once again, I'm no. But this is my thing, right? And this is the reason why, once again, we are going back to the Quran, because this is not, see, people like Brother Joel, see, this is your fault. I'm blaming Brother Joel.
Yes, man.
Because we were supposed to be back on the Quran an hour ago. We was talking about Muhammad and 9-year-old girls, and all of a sudden it's like we reading Paul's words out of context. Here we go. All you had to do was let us go back to the Quran. This is why he was ready to fail. But no. But then the brother brought up this right here, right? And I already told him, where is he at? He said, now you show the Hebrew brothers and their Power Ranger costumes to be fair. Absolutely. I 100% agree with what you're talking about because I know what he's talking about. And I have some examples of that. But once again, y'all keep wanting to change the show and make it this and that. We supposed to be talking about Paul and Muhammad. How we start talking about Power Ranger costumes and we start talking about women. See, this is the reason why, like I said, you want to keep it nice and condensed, but then all of a sudden people start. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish this right on up, man.
Go ahead.
I want to take my responsibility.
Yeah.
That's my public statement. I want to take my responsibility and I want to repent before God. I want to
it's perfectly fine.
Take off my title. Take off.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that too, man.
Okay.
This is my man, what's killing me inside, bro? I'm just confused.
Okay.
That's why I asked Wednesday about was people really being ordained to be pastors, or they just worried about that 501c or whatever it's called, trying to get some money, nonprofit, because it's starting to get like a joke. Because what I'm saying is this: if the Lord ordained someone, hypothetically, to become a pastor, and he's basically living through him like they would be doing to Jesus, that's what they used to say for pastors. Now, I guess the spirit of Paul is coming through the pastors, and it's allowing you to do whatever you want to do and whatever. It don't matter, because I would always think that if you are getting led by a righteous spirit, why would you not be against every sin? That's all I'm confused. Why are you not trying your best to promote and live righteously if you have been ordained? But this is what I'm saying: a nigga just jumping out the shower after whacking off for 2 hours, just pulling, wop, 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 like Kendrick say, wop, 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 and then you get on the stage like you're a pastor, bro. Some people do not even wop.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Continue.
But for real, I'm saying, okay, he say ordained is done by the people. So is anybody who has been a pastor led by the Spirit? That's what I want to know now.
Hold on, but it's two things, right? Define righteousness, and then this is the thing, right? If we don't have any defined way of understanding what sin is, the sin is up to interpretation, up to the person, up to this, up to that. That's what I'm trying to say. Sin will vary from person to person, region to region, and that's why I just keep trying to say it goes problematic, because there is no easily defined thing. If you ask me, is this a sin? I could either say yes, no, or there is no law against it. That's my only really options that I have.
Bro, you know what this remind me of, bro? And I know everybody in the chat can relate to this. I'm gonna be real. This reminds me of the game we used to play when we were about 5, 6, 7, 10 for some of y'all kitty ass niggas. Whatever. But maybe we was about 10 years old. I don't know. No Diddy. Not the game. Not that game. Hold on. No Diddy. No Diddy, bro. Okay. So it's the game when you used to say, you sit in a circle, 10 of y'all, you be like, all right, I'm gonna say something. The cow jumped over the moon. Pass it on. Then they say, the cow jumped over the moon. This thing, before it come back to you, it's the dog sleeping in bed with my mama. You know, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? It's like the story get passed to the point that it becomes a complete different story by the time it get back to the creator, man. Yeah, what was that game called? Do you remember the name of that shit?
Telephone.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, let me finish this up real quick. And then, like I said, I am going back to the Quran. I'm ignoring Joel. So you just gonna have to sit there, like you're gonna have to sit there like the woman in 2 Corinthians in silence, my brother, because we got to get back to the Quran to balance.
We got Joel agreeing, saying it ain't even a spirit no more. God, oh God.
Here we go. Let's just go ahead and get through it.
Yeah, let's go.
My hat and take off all the articulations of my duties, and I want to repent to the people who God has entrusted.
So Christians would say that, based on his behavior, that's what happened to him. Now I would like to return to the Quran. and this is
finally.
Yeah, bro, I've been trying to get this for an hour. Jeez. Like my dog went viral on the where he was like, Jesus Christ. All right. So here we go. This is allegedly, this is from counteringislam.com. All right. So this says, does Islam endorse grape? It says grape is not a sin in Islam, but worse than this, it has 2 laws that allow it. First, husbands can have sex with their wives whenever they want. Marital grape, this is in the Quran 2 verses 223. Second, a divorced child wife who has not had her menstruation must wait 3 months before remarrying. This assumes statutory rape has occurred. Also, in the Quran 65 verses 4, the hadith shows that Muhammad did not stop soldiers who wanted to have sex with their female captives. This implies that he condoned their rape. In Islam, captives' wives and child wives can be raped. Rape in Islam is not a cultural problem. It is a problem with Islam. And this is coming from counteringislam.wordpress.com, not the Kung Fu Hebrew. That is another thing that they will use against Islam. They will basically say that you understand what I'm saying? They will basically say that in the Quran it condones raping. So,
okay, well let's just talk about this grape. Oh, you had to go ahead and finish what you were saying. You said they condone raping
because the Quran is saying, based on that website and based on that person where they're trying to counter some of the things in the Quran, that it is completely fine to grape.
Okay, but look, hold on, Ron. Let me get this. Let me put this up here though. Just because y'all want to say about the graping, this is what the good brother Muhammad says. He says, what is it graping when the holeth is this is bigot? What is great? He said, he ain't doing nothing to that thing, man. He ain't doing nothing to it. He ain't hurting her.
All right, man. See, you know what? We have tried, you know what I mean? So we have tonight's show, we have tried to balance the scales and not make it so one-sided. We have tried to show some of the negative things that Christians use against the Quran. We have tried to show some of the negative things that Christians use against the Prophet Muhammad. We have tried to show things that the Muslims use against the Apostle Paul and Christians. But the overarching point of what we're trying to say is, if you look at the initial place where everything starts and where it's created, I'm not going to say they're not different because they do have different principles. But at the end of the day, we need to understand that Islam and Christianity being at odds with each other over doctrine, over who has the best whatever, I feel like it's almost like if you look at Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, and Islam, they're all under the same branch, but they all kind of sort of hate. Well, they all hate each other, and it really makes no sense at the end of the day. So the purpose of this, like I said, was not to turn into a bad session against Christianity, but based on somebody in the comment section, it kind of turned into that. That's all good. It's all good because we appreciate that, Brother Joel, because like I said, the show is continuing to grow. So we got to learn how to just ignore us and stay focused and stay on topic. So we appreciate all of those different things. So let's go to something now, like I said, because after all of that stuff that we was talking about and all of those good things, man, let's go to something a little bit lighter. All right. So right now we'll come to the end of the show, man. We are rounding the curve here of one of the the most famous, not the famous, but you know, man, Facebook famous, man. So let's rapid fire real quick, man. Let's go. Oh no, go back to the. I want to see the Falcons. Go back to the Falcons.
Which one?
The Falcons schedule. Let's start there.
Okay, there we go.
Right. So real quick, man. Football fans, man. Atlanta Falcons. So looking at that schedule, man, we just gonna go down the schedule, and I just want you to say win, loss.
For sure. Let's get it. No, that ain't the first game. Week 1, Pittsburgh.
Oh, am I okay? I see it. Okay, my bad. It's kind of small.
For sure, win. We're gonna crush Russell now. It's over with. It's Justin Fields. It's over with. Hold on, where you going? Oh, you right. It go week 1 is Steelers. Then it go to Eagles. I think. Okay, yeah. It go 1, boom, boom. Okay.
Wait, it's weird, dude, because I'm looking at it. Don't go up and down.
No. It go across.
It's complicated. We're gonna have to come back to you.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
This is where the Bible is. This is where the. This is what we mean by the Bible. It has started this right here where there's no rules. And look at Miles Turner, man. Miles Turner looking like goddamn hated it.
Nah, we are not putting the blame on the Bible or the Quran for any of that that's happening up there. That is a Miles Turner thing. Nope. No. That don't have nothing to do with anything else. But yeah. But even his boy sitting next to him looking like, man, like look at everybody else looking away from him though, bro. Like they like, bro, look at this nigga right here. Anyway, let's keep going. Nah, we're gonna skip that.
Hold on. Before we get to that, let me give you one clip. Hold on. One clip before we do. Because since this tonight has been about that boy Paul, I just want you to see what happens to
it's not about Paul. It is about Paul and Muhammad. It is not just about
Paul and Muhammad. But this is why I don't trust niggas named Paul. And it's just me. I don't trust niggas like Paul. Niggas named Paul. What are you looking at, Paul? No,
man. Sir, put that back. Sir, that is not real.
What?
Look at, bro. Come on, you have to be able to see that image was posed in there. You can see the white. Hold on, bro. Are you really putting this up there like this is legitimate information? You know what? You know what time it is, man. Hold up.
I think I can smell shite.
Yeah, come on, bro. That is not. It's clearly Photoshop.
Okay.
Clarissa Steele says, I got $100,000 for any street female or boxer that can whoop me. On my soul, I'll drag anybody from any city, state, and country to try and get rich.
Damn, it's a blessing. She give you 100 bands. Because it's been people in the comments mad at her or saying what they'll do. She said, come on, I got you 100 bands so I can punish you. This is the best boxer in the world.
Yeah, absolutely, Juju. Yeah, I joined the Discord. Well, I'll tell you how to contact me after this, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I joined the Discord. I don't have no problem with that. But
pseudo killers.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna call it. I'm trying to call balls and strike. That's it. That's how I deal with it.
That's it.
You don't like it, I don't know what to tell y'all because I'm trying to read this as basic as possible. I'm not trying to go deeper. You have never heard me talking about needing some extra supernatural thing to read. I'm never gonna tell nobody that.
And look, that's why it's so funny, bro. Because you don't never know what the chat thinks, or don't know what they think you know, or don't know what we know, or none of that. And it's so funny because, like I say, for those that don't know, man, I've been locked up about 20 years of 40. Man, I ain't do nothing but sit and read these books, the Bible, the Torah, the Tanakh, the Mason, man, I done read all this shit over 20, 30 times a piece, bro. Back to front to back, studying words, learning the words. Yeah. That's why it be really so funny. That's why I just be throwing shots. And it's like, y'all comment like Joel or whoever. You're like, oh, y'all, I know this, I know that. Y'all really don't know nothing, bro, for real. From what I really know and what, bro, y'all really like some 4th graders, bro, to this shit. And I ain't tripping. I fuck with y'all. But y'all ain't no devout Christians, bro. Y'all is not no devout nothing. Because y'all don't even, y'all interpreting y'all own word wrong. You trying to straddle the fence. To me, that is not a devout Christian.
Right.
That's
because
me.
What did I do, right? When it was a situation where I even gave him better ammunition for how he could make a case against violence for the women. And did I go to Paul? I went to what I practiced, the Tanakh. I went to the Torah to show him, oh, if you want to talk about violence of women, here's a great verse to use. Because let me tell you why. Because I'm not sitting here trying to hide and say, oh, you taking it out of context. No, sir. If it say what it say, that's what it means. Now, like I said, there are other things in the Bible that you have to understand the context of what's going on. But it is what it is, man. So ladies out there, man, y'all trying to win 100K, man. Y'all trying to get your bread up, man. Hey, y'all need a couple lessons from the Kung Fu Hebrew, man. I can go ahead and you probably still get knocked out by her, but I'm just saying. I mean, you know,
you gonna take some moves, y'all.
I can do something to move, but you're gonna get knocked out because you know what I mean. Boxing is a different sport than martial
She hit
arts.
hard as a motherfucker, man. That's just the main thing. One hit gonna crush your goddamn skull if you ain't ready for that shit.
That's true, man.
That's the opponent.
Found Big Back Ivory is who she gonna be fighting. So Big Back Ivory, good luck. I don't like
good
the name.
luck.
Good luck.
And hold on before you go too fast. Sorry, Joel. I didn't. No, you can skip that. I didn't want to call y'all that like that, but you gotta respect where I'm coming from. I'm already knowing everybody gonna judge something because I got tattoos and goals like I'm some dumb nigga. When we got goddamn record-breaking IQs, me and Kung Fu Hebrew, straight A students from. Come on, man. I just was bad. But that's my thing. You judge people and don't know who you be talking to. That's why I just joke with y'all about the shit. But it's real. And because we record breaking on them IQ tests, man. Don't be confused by tattoos and shit, bro.
Right. This is one thing I want to tell Ronald, but I'm not running from what the text say because if you ask me a question about it, it's in there. I'm not running for it because that's the history. I can't go back and say, if they say they massacred and they slaughtered 20,000 people, y'all can talk about, they talking about dashing babies' heads against the rocks. I know all of that's in there. If you ask me, do I condone it? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to take away the fact that it's still in there. The same way, it don't matter who you are. You got to understand one thing about a human being. It don't matter who your people are. It don't matter what country you come from, where you think your ancestors come from. Everybody on this planet got blood on their hands. Whoever their ancestors is, nobody's hands are clean. So at the same time, I'm not going to run from something I'm claiming. That makes no sense. If it's there, it's there, brother. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, don't you taking it out of context. If it's there, it's there. I don't run. I don't run like some of these Christians do. If you said, oh, dang, that's what 1 Corinthians say, then yeah, women, y'all shouldn't be teaching based on 1 Corinthians. Simple. I'm not going from it. So you be like, what about the dash? That's what they said they did. What do you want me to say? I didn't write it. Oh, but you believe in it. Hey, man, what we gonna do? You want to go to Africa? You want to start talking about that genocide they do over there when they was killing people for being a different tribe? That's what talk about. So everybody got blood on their hands. Don't make it seem like just because the Bible is one of the most popular or most well-known books that everybody ain't got blood on their hands. That's all I'm saying. But that's what we like to do. We like to say, well, because once again, Mr. Perkins, you being what ID, right? That means being in America, you were perfectly fine with that, right? Because you believe that the law of the land said. So when they said you were not subhuman, not a human being, well, based on that, hey, we good. So once again, nothing is perfect, but once again, it's not about making sure what you believe and what you want to rock with is perfect. It's about whatever you believe in, stand on it. Don't run from it. That's what I'm saying. Why would you run from 1 Corinthians if it's plain as day? They setting up the church doctrine. They telling women you're supposed to learn in silence. That's what it say. He want to talk about a woman getting a hand cut off for touching another man's private parts. Did I say, the spirit ain't working with you, Joel?
If you're gonna,
I'm not doing that. I said, yeah. The book says if a woman is trying to help you when you getting your behind whooped and she touch another man's private part, the book say you're supposed to cut her hand off. Now, am I saying that's what I would do or I believe in that? No, but that's what it says. I can't change the letters in the book. That's all I'm saying. Be honest about what you believe in, period.
I'm wondering why would anybody be questioning anything or mad about the scripture's contradiction and all of this or whatever we want to say is doing. What I also want to say is it's a very shaky line to bank your whole existence on a book that is in the fiction section of libraries. I don't care what books it is. Any book that is in fiction next to Harry Potter, next to Twilight, you gotta be prepared that some of it may not even be realistic.
Yeah, I mean, but that is a question because once again, people have to understand what they're reading. If you are reading the entire history, like for example, right, in our history books, we learned about Paul Bunyan. Are you telling me Paul Bunyan was a real character? You understand what
Johnny
I'm saying?
Appleseed.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Who
We
is-
learned about these people. But once again, the problem is I don't know if people are ready to have that discussion about what if aspects of the book are actually like part of the mythology, not the whole entire book being mythology, right? Because some people will say that. But what I'm saying is the same way we got Johnny Appleseed. What if Johnny Appleseed was a Jonah in the belly of the fish? What if that's Johnny Appleseed just to tell kids, hey, you better follow God or else you might get swallowed by a whale? I don't know, right? But all I'm saying is, why does that make the book any less? Because you're looking at an entire from basically what they say from creation up until the Messiah. That is what we're looking at. So if we're looking at this whole group the same way, you can go look at Kemet, you go look on the walls, you see this, and they separated it. But at the time, we don't know if the people of Kemet separated the things on the wall. If they really, I mean, I'm assuming they thought the guys were real as well. So that's just one thing that you just got to be. But once again, not trying to necessarily go that. I get what you're trying to say, it being in the fiction section, but you got to ask yourself questions because there are historical parts of the Bible. That's the one part we got to understand. There are things that can be verified as much as, in quotation marks, fact.
You can't handle the truth.
So it is.
Stay off that good shit, man. Please, please. That shit smoking like hell in B-Mo. They be like this. That good gas.
Let me see. Okay, so this is something I want to get to. I know we ain't got much time.
Yeah,
let's get a post that I put up. And basically what happened is there was a video about this woman who is admitting to cheating on her husband. And what she said was this. Hold on. Hey, I feel like I got a little, what's his name right now? But she admitted to cheating on her husband. And what she said was that she wanted to give him a hall pass because, you know, if you don't know a hall pass, a permission to cheat so that it would balance everything. Response that we got to it. You want to read that? What you put, Birdie, and you can read the response.
Yeah, when I seen my boy post that shit, I was like, man, I said, yeah, this the new norm. All you got to do is ask for the woman's phone. She denies you the phone, she getting fucked. Simple as ABC. Because I'm just saying, what woman is not going to give her man who she hoping he ain't doing her dirty, number one? Hell yeah. If you nigga say, well, let me see that thing. I got to call my phone. I need it 2 days. I'm going to go out of town. No, use my other phone. I'm going to use this phone because it got stupid Wi-Fi on in the hotspot. Oh, hell no. Well, you know what it is. That boy Jody over there. That boy Jody over there. Jody. We all know who Jody is, don't we? When you start acting up, she don't want to pick up that call for you. She ain't responding with none of them little one word. Hi, bye, no, maybe. That boy Jody over there like this here. Shut up, maybe. Yeah.
I played in.
All right, man. So, yeah, I mean, my thing, right? And I've talked about this before. And it's like, this is the one thing, and some people could disagree, but I feel like if you understand what the union of a marriage are, you're not technically supposed to be two different people. When you get married, it says what is now two has become one. You're supposed to be a union. You are supposed to be whatever. So if my wife was to ask on my phone, here you go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and this is the one thing that we had challenged all the couples out there. We had the couple challenge where we said, look, if you really believe you're in a strong relationship or whatever the case may be, what I need you to do is this. Switch phones for a week. And if y'all come back and y'all can last by having each other's phones for a week, y'all have a very strong relationship. But I feel like that's what it is. I don't understand the concept of private. This is me personally. I don't understand the concept of privacy in a marriage unless, you know what I'm saying, I had a little bit too much Arby's and horseradish sauce and I just need to, go in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, and do my thing. That's when I want privacy. And
bro, you supposed to, the girl's supposed to love you and they supposed to be like, man, get this phone, bro. We don't care. Look at this shit. Look at this thick ass bitch. Look at this girl. You supposed, and that's we saying if you love each other, not that fake shit. You know what I'm saying? And not because I'm pimping, because I want your money to drive your car to work.
Right.
Because you need your rent paid. All you want to do is keep acting like you fuck with me because you need your rent paid. Come on, man. This shit simple as ABC, like I told him. ABC.
Right. And you know, man, real quick, man, because like I said, I know we talked about the Quran and we talked about some very topics that might be sensitive to some people. So basically, we just have, you know, one final message just in case anybody was offended by anything they saw tonight.